course, that's what I do. All right. Greetings. We are Fellowship Gaming, here to entertain you with yet another tale of daring, disaster, and dimwits. So please grab your favorite drink and perhaps a snack, and let us regale you with songs of our misdeeds and misadventures. Today we will be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is a high fantasy D20 system. If you would like to see more content, please check us out on YouTube at fellowshipgaming.quest, where you can subscribe, hit that bell notification, and watch a lot of other videos with a lot of other games. If you would like to join us during our live stream, we are live on Twitch. Give us a follow in order to be part of our live chat. Now I will turn it over to Justin.
Hello, and welcome back to Majia. Last time we were here, the party was in pitched combat with a series of insectoid creatures that had burst from the corpse of one of the giants you all had been pursuing. And in the course of that fight, you discovered that they don't really leave behind any corpses that you could examine. Long fight, lots of acid being spit. You've got your knights that were helping out. And during the combat also, Korumo fell unconscious and seems to have been infested with some of these sort of... They're somewhere between a beetle and a slug. They leave behind no corpses for you to examine. After the combat, the leader of this small band of giants started to panic, and you tried to convince her that everything would be all right. But the language barrier and just the horrors that she had witnessed during the fight sort of caused her to attempt to throw herself into their giant bonfire. Having failed at convincing her that you can help and that would be all right, you resorted to rendering her unconscious and dragging her into the cave, where you proceeded to, Katha and Leoxandra, the Broll sort of doctor, administered aid to them for their disease. While everyone else gathered materials and looked around for clues as to what's going on. Komarov flew on his giant hawk to give word to the Council of Menrothen of the newest discoveries and to request new aid. Having flown back after spending the night there, you examined him and found that he had sort of a fever and was like pale. Not looking super good.
Didn't he also show signs of a vastly increased appetite?
Yes, he is ravenous. Ate all of the supplies you had gathered. I mean, you guys have plenty of supplies because there's like a full, well, not a full platoon, but you've got like soldiers here. They're ready for stuff. But he is eating quite a lot. Yeah. And you guys find I don't remember who it was. One of you identified a symbol on the crates that the giants had sort of sequestered in their cavern. A pirate group identified as a largely Broll organization called the Iron Prow. And with that, you guys... Prow, like the prow of
prow
a
of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Iron.
Yeah, kind of like ramming a ship ram.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly that.
This is going to be my life now, by the way. Justin saying Komarov and Korumo is the same person the entire time.
Did I mess that up?
Komarov doesn't fly.
Yeah, Korumo.
Man, I feel like I said it right the first time, and the second time I said it, I said the other guy. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
It really doesn't help just how close their names are.
It's
I blame
all
Fred.
it's so many of the same letters. I'm looking at both of them, and if I'm like out of the corner of my eye, it's the same word.
It is.
Um,
Yeah.
all right.
Because,
So
yeah,
the
it's.
sun begins. The sun is coming up. Katha, you've been awake all night treating the diseases on these giants with Leoxandra. You are fatigued, having not slept. Um, Korumo is still sleeping rather heavily, breathing heavy, sort of clammy. Um, Magnus, I assume you slept a whole night. How did Magnus and Komarov sort of spend their night? Just sleeping, do anything
I would have been
crazy?
no, I'd be sleeping.
Okay. And so what's your morning routine look like? Were you in the cave or were you out with the soldiers?
For me, I'm gonna be kind of reading through and prepping my spells and getting ready for
Mhm.
the day. So I'd probably be inside the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Tibbin was the one that was going on and off with the soldiers.
Yeah, you spent the night with the soldiers sort of I
Establishing
don't want to
line.
say
Uh,
yeah, I don't want to say disassociating, but you were definitely like using routine and structure to sort of
yeah,
deal with
Yeah,
the
keep them calm.
day.
ground me in reality. Yeah.
Yeah, ground people in
Yeah.
reality. It's like, it's okay. Don't worry. This is
It's like
normal.
you're all married. You've seen worse, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine Tivin has been sort of I don't know how dwarves necessarily handle sleep and stuff, but you definitely know like how to set up watches and do your patrols.
Yeah.
What does Tivin's morning look like? So the sun is just coming up, you know. Um,
Well, I mean, typically, I guess it would really depend on his circumstances and surroundings. So in
mm,
this particular situation, because of wanting to, um, I guess imagine like a Roman battalion mentality.
mhm.
Like, sure, he's quote unquote like a lieutenant or something, but basically he's trying to keep morale high and also uh using insight as he's going through the soldiers to see like who is because this is information, granted it's very limited, but this information doesn't want to get out, so he's probably going from campfire to campfire, or I guess hearth to hearth, adding meat or talking or just getting kind of like the water cooler mentality, but also that it's the moving, it's the cold morning, so he's stretching his finger, stretching his body, he's uh, I don't know, lifting his shield. Because I guess in my head, Tivin also like sleeps on his shield because it's basically just a stone slab.
Yeah,
So it's just to him it's a bed anywhere, and then he just has a long tunic that doubles as uh, a blanket, whatever. So
Blanket
he
and a
rolls it up,
mattress.
goes through the process, probably says his litany to the All Mother, and then just kind of checks each of the soldiers in the camp, like, hey, that was pretty crazy, right? Like, and then I mean, of course, there's probably minor wounds because some of the soldiers got hurt. Probably, minutiae.
they've
He's just
they've got like acid burns.
Yeah.
yeah.
And to be
Yeah,
fair, in the
go ahead and give.
military, it's called smoke pit, not water cooler.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Give me
dwarves
a
have
perception check
fire,
as
but
you
they
sort of.
probably would do a lot of with smoke because they don't, you can't do smoke
Well,
in cabins. But yeah,
soldiers smoke a lot, so we spend a lot of time around the smoke pit.
yeah,
And because we don't have water coolers, we have canteens.
Mhm.
yeah.
But so yeah, no, it's military. We call it the smoke pit because that's what we're around. You're either smoking with everyone or you're just hanging around talking to everyone.
Yeah, I think in dwarven culture, it would probably be like a dwarven word that loosely just means forge. You
Yeah,
know,
probably.
It's like, 'cause it's like every dwarf it's like Scandinavia. Like every dwarf has to be in the army. Every dwarf has to learn a trade, and almost every trade in the society has to either do with stonework, masonry, or forging, fire, anvil, something of that nature. So we don't need to go into that, but the mentality absolutely works. It's 100% correct, and I am very loosely basing the dwarven culture off of like a Roman Spartan type of uh, lean. So I
Yeah,
don't think
of
Piven has
course.
any super particular like daily thing that he has to accomplish. I think it's more just wake up. Okay, I'm another day older. Can I still lift my shield? Can I still put my armor on? Is everything buffed? For,
Yeah.
soldier mentality. So, and then
Yeah.
also stick to the rigmarole and also the morale of the
Mhm.
soldiers that are in the camp. Because last night was crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday was crazy. Then we had a night, and
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's
like
there's probably
Keitha.
screams and sounds and shit coming from the cavern because there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
I
Yeah.
don't know, because they were unconscious, so it
Oh,
It,
probably
it's a
it might have
it's a
been
lot of like
moans.
moaning.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of like groaning as they sort of stir and like having to have
yeah.
I
Well, I'm just
mean,
thinking like
sedatives
occasionally
administered.
every hour there's like a weird snore coming from the cavern because giants are massive creatures. Like,
Yeah.
it's like what the hell is that? It's okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's
It's just
jarring
Kate
every time.
sleeping. Leave her alone. No.
no, Keitha was wishing she was sleeping.
Right. Is there like coffee or something like that, like bric-a-brac or something? What's it called? Chicory?
Probably
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they would have you guys are
they would have a drink.
Carlton is
yeah.
like on the coast mostly, or at least the kingdoms that it sort of borders are all on like coasts and stuff. So they would have things similar to coffee, if not coffee.
Well,
But they have
we also
like definitely a
established there was
caffeinated
like
drink.
mushrooms and stuff in the cavern because Tibbin was able to identify some
Yeah.
Yes.
items to me. Some
Well,
maybe there's like a caffeine mushroom or something.
Yeah.
and Ralthan is the bean capital of the world, so they have
Oh,
conquered every bean.
beautiful.
All of the
Wow.
beans, every kind of bean.
Didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So
That's news to
Oh,
me.
is it the
Okay.
roll that are cat people?
yeah.
Yes.
So do they eat the caffeine beans and then poop them out like that weird coffee we have
I
here? You know
don't think so. I know exactly what you're talking about, but let's go with no.
I thought that was elephants, not
No, it's
cats.
a cat. It's
No,
a
it's a
mountain
cat.
cat.
It's a particular bean and a particular cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the
Kopi
most
Luau.
expensive coffee in the world.
Yeah, it is the most expensive, and it's like because the bean goes through the cat's digestive system, it
Yeah.
mi-
Picks up bacteria and it
picks
does
up.
something.
Well, it's the juices and everything.
Mm.
It gives it a very unique flavor, and yeah, the natives just go pick beans out of cat shit. It's like, no
There's a
thanks.
group of hidden brawl cultists devoted to Minrothan beans, and this is their life.
It's because the brawl do that. That's why Mizrath and Brawl are in war. Like, you just
Yeah.
wet our beans.
This is what we think
Anyways.
of your beans, Minrotha.
No. We're gonna
No.
lean on no for now.
Yeah, we're going with no. The brawl, if they ate the beans, would
Yeah.
eat them like a human does. They'd crush the bean
Yeah.
up in their teeth. You
Um,
wouldn't have
Tibbin, while
anything
you are
useful coming out.
yeah, they'd be destroyed. Tibbin, while you're doing your sort of like getting the feel of all of these soldiers here, go ahead and give me a perception check to just sort of like gauge the mood.
Yep. There it is. I was like, where's the button? I found it. Okay, we're going to. Not do bad.
Wow.
They're real distant. Like you're chumming it up, and they're like reciprocating, but they are very like clicked right now.
Oh, sure.
You know, it seems like they have regressed into sort of like that mentality of like you have like authority based on like you were the ones sent out here to do that, but you're not,
I'm not
in
one of
their squad,
them. Yeah,
So like they're respectful enough, but you're not getting a lot out of them. They're very secluded. Um, what was Komarov's night like, or what does your morning look like, rather?
Um, let's see. He'd been getting up periodically throughout the night, feeding the chair remains to the fire.
Mhm.
Uh, Partially so he doesn't get beat with them again.
Get rid of those chairs.
Yeah,
Bad.
and
Uh,
he's very like brooding. The orcish equivalent of Moonlight Sonata is playing in his head, and he's just like, these guys are dumb and stupidly hopeful. Like, that nice giant had a way out of a lot of suffering, and they were like, no, we want to keep them alive for our own grisly gain. Even sucked my friend into this.
So you're sort of brooding over Alexandra, sort of just defaulting to what everyone else wants.
Yeah, I just chalk it up to cultural differences.
Hmm.
Like, I know Alexandra the best, but it's not been that long since I've largely been fight. His tribe has been largely fighting everyone, and now he's working with them. It's a weird process to go through.
Hmm.
And the morning, I like to think there's some like, I don't know, elemental calisthenics that you do every morning to, pump up that water,
Yeah.
get it flowing through your gate, make sure there's no clog.
So you're doing like the stand. I feel like it's a lot of like you're opening your gate and seeing like it's sort of like stretching, but like there's a lot of like lights going on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a moment because of how recent it is. I feel like there's a moment where you go to like stretch just like anybody does when they wake up, but the arms feel bad and they don't get like that satisfying like creak out of them like when you arch your
Yeah,
back. It's a little disappointing every morning.
well, a little hateful every morning, but yeah, it
But
does
then
that.
they warm up as soon as you get your gates open and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then K thought you are fatigued, you haven't slept. What is your sort of state of mind when the sun starts to come up? Leoxandra is there. He also looks exhausted. He's got all of his tools out. He's just sort of sitting against one of the walls, staring at the male giant, who is the sicker of the two, just watching him sweat and breathe heavy. Like, I don't think I've ever treated anything so big. It's oddly just way harder just because of the amount of guy there.
I get it. It's been a long night. Let's go find some water to clean up and something to eat and maybe a place to sleep for a few hours.
Yeah, you guys go out to the bonfire that Komarov has been sort of tending to all night, and I imagine in the morning it becomes like a cook fire. Chairs are gone. There we go.
Well, they can
Chairs
be
are gone.
removed.
They can be removed. I did put them there. So the chairs are gone, except for the big one that's still in the cave. That one wasn't thrown or broken at anyone. Um, so
Well,
you're burning all the rest of these big chairs, and you guys go out and
are the
start to.
horses being cooked?
The horses have that thing is still there. They're very much dead and have been.
I know
I
they're
can
dead.
No, they've been dead for like a week. You guys like left and came back after like 5 days, and now it's been 7. So
Okay.
they're
All
they're
right,
not
Hopefully,
it's just
okay,
like,
if it's been that long, hopefully they're
sure,
somewhere else.
we'll cook the horse in quotation marks.
horses.
She just looks at him and shakes her head. It's like, I don't need orcish mischief today.
um, yeah. So you guys are cooking some rations here in the morning. Korumo is still unconscious. Man, I don't want to make any checks associated with his condition without Fred here. That feels unfair. So we're gonna leave him.
You're the DM, so
Yep, you are the GM. You can storyline the roles if you would like.
What I will, I'll have Fred make a bunch of rolls
wait.
based on the amount
So
of
if I don't
days
want to die, I just don't have to be here.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's a joke. I know.
Immortality for those who leave.
It just means all of the danger that you would have went through happens all at once the next time you are there.
Oh no!
I
We're like-
save it up.
Look, I left. How long could it have been? 10,000 years?
So
What do you
Majia
mean?
has ended and been reborn in the heart of a dying star.
And I'm
You return to
still
a
level
world
3?
alien from the one you knew.
It's literally a cyberpunk dystopia at this point.
Yeah, totally different.
Totally
What
Shadowrun.
happened?
Yeah,
Correlation
Shadowrun.
We're using Shadowrun rules. It's like, what?
I just
Yeah,
went
you're
to
still
the
rolling a d20 and
store.
everyone else is rolling 15d6. I can't keep up.
I just
What's
went to the
happening?
store for milk. What happened?
Oh,
You
okay.
all gather around this bonfire, cooking your beans, cooking your dried meats, and having your Minrothen bread, which is excellent, by the way.
Oh,
And you
I'll
all
take
start
your
to
word
hear
for it.
Carcasses by the fire.
What?
the what carcasses?
The horse carcasses. I will put them by the fire just for Keitha.
I mean, if you know about meat,
Mhm.
if 7 days out in the sun, it's useless.
Well, I wasn't the one who asked for it.
I was curious. I forgot how long we had been there. But I mean, you've got to
Okay.
remember, Keitha will eat anything that's meat. That's a dog. Makes a good meal.
Yeah. I
Got
didn't know
meat
that,
on
dog.
it.
It's got
Yeah,
meat.
that's not my guy.
She's carnivorous.
Um,
She won't eat
Yeah.
intelligent, but dog, sure. Cat,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's right,
a
dog.
mouthful.
And that's fine.
That's what I just misremembered how long the horses had been dead and lying in the sun.
I prefer that story. They look good enough. Put some salt on
To
them.
be honest, to her, they probably would be. I mean,
So
she
now
lives in a hot area. Meat doesn't exactly stay good long, so she probably has a hell of a digestion to deal with
Some
that.
some things leave like I don't know about a lot of like reptiles, but I know some big cats will like leave something for a few days and then come back to it.
I mean, when you
The
hang meat, you hang it for 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah.
Mhm.
These have
Of
not
course,
been
it's
like read
usually in a
properly, though.
cool spot. You don't leave
Yeah.
it hanging in the heat.
Well, and bad meat is only bad for creatures who have particular type of digestive tract, like
Yeah.
certain wild creatures and carrion birds
Oh
specifically.
yeah,
Don't have to worry about that.
oh yeah.
Mm.
No, vultures.
They do.
Oh
Yeah.
man, those things. It's
Yeah,
been
they have
dead a
acid in
month.
their stomach
Tastes
that just-
great. It's like,
Yep.
oh. And I
Yeah,
imagine the sharp teeth Vars, they probably have similar enzymes that is like, this has been sitting out in the jungle heat for a week. Tastes
well, I was gonna
fine.
say, Komodo dragons have bacteria in their saliva,
Yeah, but they've
specifically
also
meant to
found
break
that
down
they're
meat as they're eating it. Yeah,
yeah, but
and it
they're
helps with
also
digestion.
poisonous. They discovered
Yep.
they're poisonous. Or venomous is the right word. Poisonous is the other one. God.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
such a pain in the ass to remember
I
that
think poisonous. You bite it and you die.
venomous,
It's
it bites you,
like
you
you
die.
and
Yeah.
die. It's venomous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference. Venomous.
I know.
Keitha is venomous. She is not poisonous.
Yeah.
You could eat her safely.
I mean,
I mean, you probably don't want to, but the point remains. It's her meat is okay.
Yeah.
Again, it's
Yeah.
the whole probably not good because that would be considered cannibalism in a lot of regards, but
Mhm.
the point stands.
So at the end of all this, yes, Justin, we're cooking the horses.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
I'm putting Menrothen bean sauce on it to make it.
Yes.
Oh, she's gonna slap you for that.
It's what came with the rations. I didn't have
Don't
anything else.
ruin my meat.
While you guys are struggling over this
You're
desiccating
banned
of
from
meat,
cooking.
you can hear you do hear the sound of beyond the barricade the soldiers have set up, the sound of wooden wheels and more horses coming up this path, which is not a road. It is hard to get like horses through here. It does take some doing, but you can hear the sound of horses approaching.
Must be
You
more beans.
bean delivery.
As he says that, Keitha deliberately takes a huge bite out of a chunk of horse.
Just so much horse. You guys can hear the soldiers sort of like talking beyond the barricade and these trees to someone, and it seems they are like they're definitely talking to someone that has more station than they do. And then from the barricade, a short, sort of stocky human man walks up with little glasses. Komarov, you recognize this man. This is the guy who was studying he was trying to figure out how your gate works, and he was the surgeon that gave you the arms while you were unconscious.
Huh.
His name, would you remember his name?
Yeah, because I think he would know because he needs to know who to kill later.
Yeah. So is this and like there's a full carriage that the soldiers are like starting to unload, and there's like people that look more like medical personnel. They have like some more guards, but they look like personal guards, not soldiers. They have a nicer carriage, and they're unloading like way more advanced equipment than you guys had access to. And he comes up and walks right up to Komarov and says, "Ah, Komarov, how have the arms been treating you?" And he immediately starts, like, without anyone sort of uh, disregarding everyone's comfort level and not introducing himself to anyone or you, he just starts to sort of look at the arms and see what kind of wear they've been going through over the last like couple of months you've had them. His name is Dr. Philorn.
I'm kind of surprised the professor we talked to didn't show up.
Yeah, he's not here.
Because he literally sounded like, I'm an expert on parasites. It's like, why is he not here?
Well, he sent Magnus here to take notes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I'm taking.
Yeah, Magnus
Forgot.
is here on his behalf.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Very stiff doctor.
Um, you tell him they're really stiff. He immediately picks one up and starts like testing the joints, and he's like,
Mm.
maybe you've been getting dirt inside of them. He's like, uh, he starts to like. I don't recall what Komarov wears. Do you wear like a full cloak or a coat or like a shirt?
So it's sleeveless shirt. Uh, like he used to wear sleeved clothes, but uh, he shows off. He essentially keeps his fake arms bared out of kind of shame,
Okay,
and then armor over it.
okay. Um, so he's like lifting up the armor to like look at where the like right at the shoulder where they're attached. He's like looking at the scar tissue and where they like connect. Um,
Mm.
and he's just sort of going through, and then after a few moments of just examining you, he like one of his assistants comes over and he's talking to them about like notes on what the wear is going through and the things you're telling him. Is there anything else you want to add? He's
Mm.
very disconnected. He is just talking to himself at this point.
Yeah, he knows, and uh, but no, there's nothing more. He just kind of glowers at him, goes, I feel like it's not the first time he's tried to kill him, and it's never worked. Darn safety always triggers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You also know that like this guy is. You've only ever seen him in the College of Ingenuity, which is where they do um like artifice and stuff. But you do know like he is a spellcaster. He is like sort of goes where he's needed. Like you don't actually. I don't think. No, you would know this. You know that he's not like a professor there. They called him,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's got his own like weight that he can throw around, either um, in a academic sense or like a political sense. Like people just let him use their facilities because he's like well known.
Mm-hmm.
He's a doctor and a spellcaster and an engineer. He's just one of the most well regarded scholars, even though nobody really likes him very much. He's just a this weird disconnected genius.
Yeah, well,
Um,
he needs better bedside manner.
oh yeah, terrible bedside manner. Um, and while he's examining you and his assistant is taking notes, he looks over at sort of the rest of you and he says, so I hear there is specimens in the cavern that need examining from an expert.
There are people, but yes.
Yes, of course,
Well,
people.
yeah. What comes from them may be specimens.
Agreed. The creatures inside them, sure, do what you want. If you can keep one from
Oh,
dissolving.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will find a way. We
I'm
have
sure you
more
just go
sophisticated.
away. Yeah,
Do what you
Katha
need to
is
do.
short on
Yeah, do
patience.
what you
Yeah,
need to do. We're tired. It's been a long process.
yeah. You're like really short with him, and he's now looking up at. He has to look really high up at you. You're by far and away the tallest party member, and he says, "I don't think I have ever met a Varst alive before." He's looking at
Why
you
do
eat
you
the
kill
horse
them?
meat. Well, I deal with a lot of things in anatomy, and generally an autopsy is done after the death. I have never
Hmm.
killed anything myself.
I'm just curious where you find Varst corpses this far north. Well,
I
it's
have
not like we're
traveled very
sailors.
far.
Like, find?
Yeah, find. Well, to
I
be
am
fair, we
called
don't really
where
bury our dead.
I've been called to very many places and traveled far for the knowledge I have gathered.
So
It is
I'm
not
sure you've
common, but
been
it
to
has happened.
Zanqualtch at least once then.
Yes, very strange place. For me, anyway. Um, so he starts to like with all of the equipment they brought, like just so many beakers and like just bags, like big leather bags full of like medical equipment. He asks you guys to take him to where they are situated. Um, what um, he asks what their condition is. How much
Unconscious.
information do you guys give?
They're unconscious. They're probably in the late stages of infection. We were able to extract one of the creatures, and it wasn't ready to come out yet. And it survived for a while, a couple hours outside, but
Hmm.
then it dissolved. So again, they're in the final stages of whatever it is. We're trying to save them. They're not subjects, but they're
Yes,
beyond
of
my
course, I will.
knowledge to save. Both as a medical professional and as a priest.
There are many things that the clerical disciplines cannot cross over into, and that's why you call an expert. He is like poking at some of the like lumps that the male giant has. He says, "Fascinating. Well, you are all free to go. I have this under control now. I'm sure you will want your payment from Minrothin's council, um, and I will
Oh,
take
are you
over
the one
from
that
here."
has the writ for that?
No, they did not. I am not going to pay you. You must go back to the
I
city.
didn't ask if you were going to pay us. I asked if you had the writ for us to present for payment.
He says he says he'll write a note saying that he's going to take over, but you get the impression that they sent him to take over since you guys got things settled.
I'm sure,
Because
but that's all I need is him to say yes. I'm here and I'm taking over. That's what I
yeah, no,
want.
he officially takes over, and he'll give you like a signed notice of that. He got here safe, and you guys were allowed to leave, and he's taking over.
Did he bring any relief soldiers with him, or is he relying on the soldiers currently here to act as bodyguards?
It sounds like those he did bring his own guards, but they're not like commissioned soldiers. They're like paid bodyguards.
They're
But
mercenaries.
it's yeah, he's got his own mercenaries, and it sounds like the other soldiers will probably stay here until given like more official notice.
All right.
Yeah, so he's got like two medical assistants, two guards, and then the soldiers here are going to remain until relieved.
And they probably have their own sergeant.
Yeah.
That was the one that isn't it the one that I was scouting with?
Now that guy's actually just a private.
Oh, okay.
He is here. His name is Willem.
Yeah.
He did come with.
Oh, the other guy, what was his name? Details. I know I had him. Oh, Folk. He's still in Minralthen because he was
Yeah, he
injured.
would.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I mean, I think he's their officer of these
But he's
guys,
in charge of their.
but
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. All right.
recovering in Minralthen right now.
Yeah. Tim was
Yeah,
just
Falk's
worried
not
about
here.
the morale of the men stuck here, but yeah, it's just fine. And also, it's none of his business.
Oh yeah, what was this new guy's name? Doctor what?
Filorn.
Spell that?
Fillorn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so he hands you off the writ, and he walks right up to Komarov, and he says, "If anything interesting happens, any new developments in your recovery, Please feel free to send a notice to my office in the College of Ingenuity.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Yeah, you nod curtly, and then he full turns his back and starts just like unpacking like surgical equipment.
Tivin will say a soft prayer to the All-Mother before packing his stuff up and heading out.
Do you guys tell this guy at all anything about Korumo?
I think Tivin's
Um,
that he already did. Like, Cornwall probably is the one who got him.
yeah, but he hasn't experienced it. Kaith is torn on that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fairly certain that, yeah, he is infected, but she's also hoping that it's early enough that she or Magnus can take care of it before it gets too bad.
Komarov wouldn't tell him anything.
Yeah, Komarov wouldn't tell anyone anything if he could get away with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in this case, it's that, like other medical people, Komarov might have told, but not Dr. Valor.
Fair. So, Professor Mananas, he might have said something to.
Mm-hmm. And, like, as we're leaving, Komarov will tell the soldiers, take care not to get injured. You'll be in jars by nightfall.
Make an intimidation check.
Or, well, something.
Yeah, either intimidation or diplomacy. They don't understand what you mean. They're mostly confused, and they're like, "Yeah, okay. You also go safely."
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I guess we're headed out.
Yeah, he makes it pretty clear that he not
He
only are
wants us
you,
gone.
yeah, he wants you to be gone.
He's like, you guys are mucking up my.
Yeah, I don't like him. Let's go.
It's like professionals are working now.
That's a. Gaitha's like, oh, okay, this guy's kind of a scumbag. I don't like him. So,
All right, so you guys take Korumo with you. She's
yeah,
just sort of like really quiet, just eating.
yeah, I guess. What was the garrison nearby that we came out of?
Fort Linnea is the
Okay, yeah,
closest sort of
Fort
like large
Linnea.
settlement.
Guess we're heading there for the night.
North.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think maybe the giants started out as normal size. And then they ate so much they grew that size.
You say that
Assuming he
Alexandra has.
survives that long, Korumo might be the size of Keitha.
Gaitha's like, pretty sure that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, Alexandra very, very like not demeaning, not anything, just very factually is like, it's actually not how any of that would work. I suppose if it was magical, it just goes off on all of the reasons that can't happen the way you said it would happen. Just very calmly walking with you. Yeah, you guys spend the day hiking up to Fort Linnea. You would, in theory, have time to go farther before like full nightfall, but it's almost not worth it because it would be like another day to go to Minrothen.
Yeah, no.
And we
I
have
will
to get
take
more
that.
beans from our favorite cook.
So this time you're not with soldiers, so they don't really want you guys to go in the barracks.
That's fine. I think we can. If there's an inn, we'll take the inn.
Yeah, they do have like they do have a public house that people can stay in. I suppose this would come out of Korumo's money in the first place. Just because he needs to eat so much more than everyone else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Korumo gets to the inn and has to buy 2 meals.
Those were weekly specials. You're supposed to feed a person for a week.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
Misreading the sign.
It's the boars are easy to find at this time. The young
Yeah.
have grown up, and they're still stupid enough to be caught in traps.
mm.
Nasty thing, those boars, but they taste good.
The salted pork is especially delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone gets salted pork and beans and toast. It's like mashed potatoes, but it's beans.
It's like, how rare is cinnamon? I want cinnamon beans and bacon.
The
That's
innkeeper
what's
looks at you like, you
brown
want
sugar. God,
cinnamon?
I thought it was gonna be so cool for a second, then I was so dumb, roll it just as fast. I was like, no, cinnamon's not correct. Brown sugar. That's cinnamon, right?
No?
You think we
You
have
want
bark in the
seasoning in
Underdark
your
out there?
beans?
I don't know. Maybe there is a cinnamon mushroom in the Underdark
This is a giant mushroom.
land below.
Bark.
Sorry, that's
This
what
is-
we're supposed to be calling it. The lands below.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Keep-
I gotta look up my notes. I think I had a word for it in Dwarven as well.
Oh
but
yeah, no.
the land. I like that.
Yeah, you guys make your stop at Fort Linnea. You have like another disappointing breakfast, but made by someone else. It's just a different guy, same stuff.
At least I got a chance to sleep and probably clean up a bit.
Yeah, yeah. The rooms aren't good. They have like beds, and then you can sleep on the floor. You know, like different pricing for just like whatever. It's like if you just want to sleep on the floor, it's 3 copper, but it's a silver if you want a bed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I don't know. Are the beds worth sleeping on?
They don't look bad. It's a bed.
They
It's
don't. They're not
it's
infested with scale mites, are they?
you don't think so. This place is not great, but it's also like not run down. It's just not like
Okay.
a nice hotel.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
So I actually looked this up. Got bed mites and things like that, and I was like, what would be the equivalent of like if dwarves lived in stone or slept on stone or worked on stone? But apparently they're silverfish.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes so much
No.
sense now.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Not
Yeah.
as
I don't know a
tasty
lot
as they
about 'em.
sound.
I don't either. I was like, because they every so often you'll break cobblestone or stone in Minecraft and they'll pop out, and I'm like, what the hell? I actually
Yeah,
googled. Like, oh, okay.
I think silverfish they like eat they like will eat paper or glue or like they get in like the
Yeah,
carpet.
their eggs like rest in quartz and other stones. But yeah,
I might
they
be
don't do
thinking of
anything to
something
the
else.
stone. They just come from it.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was fun.
I absolutely cannot for the life of me change what map you guys are on.
Uh-oh.
This will not
We're never
go
leaving
to.
the caverns.
You're never leaving the caverns.
Mhm.
Oh no. It like won't.
There it is.
Oh, whoops. No, not that one. It won't go to
The overview
the
map?
big map. Yeah.
You have
Huh.
to click on the button that's $4.99 DLC.
There. Did that work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Disregard anything
Explain
you saw. I don't
DLC.
know what. I legitimately don't remember what was there.
What was there or where that's at?
I have that named. I could go look at it actually. I just wasn't. Okay. Disregard what you saw there. um,
Aww.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
move along. You guys go up the road past all of
Put the
the
curtain
like.
back.
Yeah, it's been a few days.
The
They
behind
have like
the gun behind
their big farming machine has been uncovered from all of the dirt and is running again. There are now guards standing around it, watching it farm and taking notes. Um, the farmland between like the outskirts where Fort Linnea is and like up into the main city. Busy as always, farming their beans and their wheat.
Mhm.
Yep.
And transparently, truly, for the life of me, I don't remember how much money they were going to give you at the end. I know they gave you half of. I know they were going to pay you the same they paid you before again. So does anyone know how much that was?
I'm hoping it's 50 gold because that's all I have.
I do think. I mean, that sounds right to
That
me.
sounds correct. Because I know I spent gold to get my sword, and it'd be nice if I could get some armor too, because. Uh,
Are you not wearing armor?
I am wearing armor. I'm wearing a breastplate. I would like to get heavier armor because I have no dex. So I'd like
Okay.
to get to full plate.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So you guys arrive to Minralthin the afternoon of the second day of travel. Korumo is really quiet. His condition seems stable enough.
I mean, he's
How
round like a ball at this point, but sure, stable.
just he's just eating so much.
Somehow I don't
At,
think he's that round.
as you guys travel, Korumo is sort of like just setting his bird to go and catch anything he can so that he can then cook and eat it. Like it's like that's where his fixation is right now. So he's real quiet mostly because he's like hunting. Um you guys arrive in Minralth in the afternoon of the second day of travel. And what do you all want? How do you all want to handle this? Like, do you go straight into the council chambers to ask for payment? Are you going to tell anyone anything? Are you going to go off on your own? Do you
I
look
was gonna
into the
go.
Iron Prow?
I was gonna start with payment
Mhm.
and inform them of what we discovered. It's the council's job to deal with the information, not mine.
Yeah.
So that is my thoughts.
And then after that, I was gonna track down Professor Bananas and give him an update.
Yeah. Of course. Is Komarov doing anything specific?
Well, once payment is secured, he's going to go back to that merchant he found and see if it's enough for that cloak.
You wanted the cloak of the coyote? Was that it?
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
that was it.
Oh yeah, it was 60. You only
Yep.
had 50. Um, yeah, so you go into the council chambers and you give them the writ saying that Dr. Philorn had like officially taken over the medical examination after you guys had secured the area. They have the information that Korumo gave them a few days ago. But if you have anything you would like to add, there's not like a forum going on right now, so everyone's just sort of in their own offices. When the person paying you, like the the person at the front counter could pay you, but instead, Daniel Danger, the councilman Danger, does ask to talk to everyone, whoever is willing.
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah. I liked him.
Yeah, he's sort of
Yeah,
a. I'd like to touch base with.
yeah,
Yeah.
stocky, bearded man in his like late middle age, still
Couple
wearing like
scars.
yeah, he's still like
Veteran.
armed and like has he's a veteran of like one of the old wars, um, and he's sort of sits back and he says, "We have the report from the Korumo, was it? Quiet
Yeah.
guy over there,
Yes.
and we sent a medical professional out, some creepy doctor."
Mm.
Yeah, he's creepy. Think
Yeah,
you
what's
should
It's not
the?
really.
think you should have sent Professor Bananas rather than that guy.
Well, I don't have any authority over anyone. I think Professor Mananis is less of a medical practitioner and more of an academic. I'm sure he's interested in all that, but I think the specialty is just sort of beyond. But he'll find out what we need to prevent any sort of catastrophe or panic. Maybe even find some way of reversing it in some way. It's sort of like looking at Katha and Tivin. He says, "How bad do you think this could get?"
Katha looks over at Korumo and is like, it could spread if he's not careful. You might want to send some additional troops with weaponry to deal with swarms of creatures. So maybe some spellcasters or alchemists.
Alchemist, all right. Um, I don't recall how much. Did Kormo give them like all the details of what happened?
He gave them the details of everything that happened but what happened to him.
Okay.
He left that out. So Katha kind of looking at him, maybe that, I don't know, that would probably be she's trying to pass a message of like one of ours might be infected. But again, she's not sure at this point.
Are you trying? So you're trying to let him know without letting Koromo know you're
Yeah,
telling
kind
him?
of. Yeah,
All right.
basically.
I think that's
Dis-
society.
is it? Oh, okay.
It's either society or deception. I'm not positive which one it is.
It's pretty much going to be the same for me.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, well, okay, society. That's what I thought.
It's
Gee.
the highest roll today, so
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah. He's looking at you, and he doesn't understand the like nuances of expression and body language in
In
um
Varst? Yeah.
in Vars. And he's just sort of like he pulls out the like report that Korumo gave, and he says, "You said it. You fought the giant, and it erupted
Yes.
into multiple creatures, immediately ready to fight."
Yep. They were pretty nasty.
How long do you have? And I'm sure this is information that Dr. Philorn will have later. Do you know what the time frame we're looking at for
The
best
gestation period.
best? Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
Keith is like, currently no.
Mhm.
It was at least a week before we got back to him.
Mm.
And from what I understand, they were showing signs of infection when we left, and it had just progressed significantly over that week.
Yeah, and we don't know if temperature
Yeah.
or environment speeds or uh, reduces the.
But it does seem like if you can sedate them, it also sedates the infection. Because that's what it seemed like they were trying to do. And that's what we helped them do when we returned. We sedated them, and
Yeah.
it seemed to slow the infection.
All right. So more than a week with treatment.
Yes.
And at the end of that, they become, or they hatch, erupt into a monster ready to fight right away.
I mean, it seemed like they were in control of the giant, so.
Okay.
When the host finally succumbs, they erupt out.
Yeah.
Rather spectacularly and grotesquely.
Hard to miss. That's good to know. All right. It says you didn't let any get away.
That is correct.
Okay.
None escaped.
Perfect.
And
And
at
you
this
you
point, she probably does look directly at Korumo and says, "That one fell unconscious, and it seemed like he was swarmed with them. He might be infected. We're keeping an eye on him."
do he like full attention. He has not been sitting this whole time. He's sort of like he seems like he's not a sitting kind of guy. He was
Yeah.
sitting when you guys came in the room, but like giving you guys your payment and over the conversation, he's sort of like been like looking at notes on his desk from like a standing position. He's full attention looking at Korumo, and he looks over at Tiv and he says, "Can if this keeps going, I need to know that you guys can handle this, and this will not be a point of. I need to know that if he is sick, that if it spreads from here, this is not a failure on my part to contain what can be something very dangerous to people that I am responsible for. Can I trust y'all to handle this?"
I
You
think
got
I
met.
understand what you mean, sir. I think we are on the same regard, or same mentality of this regard. And yeah, Tivin will also look at Cormo and just be like, "Yeah, I understand it. It must be contained if the situation arises." Um, we haven't noticed any correlation yet uh, between like what's going on with these creatures and potentially the labyrinth or anything of that nature, right?
Hmm.
No, you
Like
did
we're still
identify
in
that the
the sussing out
creatures.
process, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, you're still in the looking into it. You got the impression that they were not uh, demonic in
Okay.
nature, just from first glance.
Yeah.
If there are other things going on you're not aware of, but you're like, that's not a demon, it's not a devil, that is like a thing from somewhere else.
Right. Now, I was just gonna if there was a correlation, Tibin was gonna bring it up, but if there isn't, then there's no need for it. So
Yeah,
But
yeah, you have
he'll
no
nod
reason to
at
believe
Nick.
it's
I'll be like,
associated.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll contain it if necessary. We hope it
Mhm.
isn't, but don't worry, sir. Shit won't roll downhill.
All right. Thank you for the reassurance. He looks right at Korumo. Hey, you guys are saying all this stuff. Korumo's directly in the room. You're not hiding it from him.
No.
No.
That's
Okay.
kind of when he didn't notice. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
we think
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
infected, and she's basically as much saying it to him as to the general.
Yeah. He's like pale, sweaty a little bit, and I think Korumo's like, I'm fine. I'm just a little hungry.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
she's very much like, I'm fairly certain you're infected, but
Yeah.
I will make sure I will do everything I can to take care of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
She's probably gone through his pack and found his anti-plagues too. At this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah. He had purchased a few.
he had it. Well, he was given so. But yeah, she's probably making sure he takes them, and she's yeah, she's trying to help him. So she's doing her medicine over him at
Yeah.
night or during
Yeah.
the day.
Tivin will just be periodically like, will salt work? How about this mushroom? How about this meat? How about just eat everything?
Just eat
We'll find it.
anything.
Sweat it out. Was it starve a cold, drown a fever? I don't remember which one it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drown it. Yep.
He has very low medicine and very rudimentary, like old wives' tale shit.
Yeah.
Kate is probably
It,
like, stop telling him to eat trash. Like, well, it
it's
worked for my
it's
grandma. She had some tussin and she rubbed it on.
feed a fever, starve the cold.
Yeah, that's it. Or
I think
spray
is
it
what it
with
is.
Windex if
Yeah,
you're
get
watching the Greek.
Windex all up in there. Yeah, so he gives you guys your payment and he trusts you guys to handle your own as he sees it. Um, shield the chill.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Create a wind barrier if you're cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I made those up. They sounded dwarven to me.
They
yeah,
do
no,
sound
That's
dwarven.
yeah, it's pretty good. So he gives you guys your payment, trusts you to go on, and he does like he takes the like written report that they took from Komarov and adds something to the bottom and underlines it. Um, and he says, "So what is everyone gonna do now?"
Oh, then I explained the possible connection to the Iron Prow.
Iron Prow. Iron Prow. That sounds familiar. They're like pirates.
Troll pirates, apparently, rather than elves.
Roll pirates. Oh, of course it's got to get messy. Oh, all right. Well, I don't know a lot about that myself. Uh, we try to keep smuggling and stuff on a tight leash in Monroe. Um, we do have docks up north, port towns down south. If you want to look into this yourselves for whatever reasons,
Oh,
your part here done for the city. Thank you for your service. You've been paid. Um, if you want to keep looking into it as a favor to me, I can't really promise you payment directly. I'd have to go to the full council first. But if you want to ask some questions,
yeah. Well, Tivin looks
you
at
know,
Chrome. Like, I think questions are the next stage of this endeavor, anyways. Also, I don't want to go back to school. This
yeah,
that's a little more engaging.
Field work is always more valuable. Always. You got to know how to make your way in the world. Got to know how to solve problems yourself.
Well, we're at ground zero, and I don't want to be at literal ground zero. So more information is more power.
Yes. If you find anything out on your own, feel free to let me know, and we will take it from there. Otherwise, thank you guys for all you've done, and for bringing all this to our attention. A very official handshake to all of you, and like a pouch with your payment in it, with like the Minralthan seal on it. And you are all dismissed to go about your day. He's going back to work and meetings and like signing papers and looking through laws, discussing things with other council people. Magnus, man, your guys' names are so similar. Magnus, were you in there with them, or were you already off to talk to Professor Mananas?
No, I was going to do that first and then go to Mananas.
Okay.
But I'm basically just going to be saying basically what we just went over with the council as well.
Okay. And you said it's 50 gold payment?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to be sure on that.
Whatever I said before, now it's 50 gold. That does sound right, though.
It sounds right. It sounds accurate, because I spent a good chunk of gold to buy this sword.
Mm-hmm. So Magnus, you relay everything to Professor Mananas, who does not have a report or anything like that. Is there any sort of insights you want to give him that maybe the other party members wouldn't have access to? Or is it straight up and down just facts?
I think it's just the facts. And I'll let them know, like, I'm going to stick around with them to keep an eye on the possible infected one, and also to see what leads us with the pirates.
And he is sitting at his desk. He's wearing like his very regular suit, hair like just sort of coned back. And he says, yes, keep an eye on the condition of try to keep thorough notes if the condition persists, or if you can reverse it. Be very meticulous about this. I am concerned about the origin, so looking into these Iron Prow pirates, if they are involved at all, if they are deliberately trying to spread this thing, keep your eye out. Finding the origin for everyone's good and our purposes is paramount. So if you would keep looking into this, I would very much appreciate it. Was there anything else of note about tell me about your party members? Are they trustworthy? Have you told them anything about yourself or what you are concerned with?
Not much right now. They are seeming trustworthy, so eventually we will see what information we can give to them. But for now, I'm just keeping an eye on them and making sure they are doing what they need to do for the good of the country.
Of course. This is fully secondary. Of course, finding a way to reverse or seeing if regular medicine can alleviate the condition, this infestation rather. So, is more important. However, he's sort of like tapping a paper on his desk. He says, if you can secure a living specimen, that would be leaps and bounds towards looking into this thing.
Okay.
You said they explode into acid when they die. That's very problematic for researching a new creature, especially one with a life cycle this complicated. So if you could subdue one, either you find on your travels or from you can see he's like trying to be delicate, but he's like
Mm-hmm.
you know, if he expires, maybe you could try to capture the specimen, a specimen, bring it back here so we can look into it and get better insights into its life cycle and sort of the biological nuances of it. I've never heard anything quite this spectacular before.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting creature, so we will see what we can do to capture one.
Thank you. I trust you to do what is right, and I trust your judgment. Keep me updated.
Will do.
And then Komarov, you were going to purchase a cloak.
Mhm. I'll slam down a bigger pouch of coins.
That always works for me.
Yeah, the first time you slammed down, then they're like, "That's not enough." It was like big and dramatic, and you're like, "Oh."
Mhm. And then I would also like a cart and a cage.
How big of a cart?
Like standard 10 feet cart.
All right. How much is a cart?
That's a good question.
All right. So a cart is 3 gold.
Mhm.
And let's see.
Wow, really? It wouldn't find a cart, even when I put it in. Ugh.
Is it not under vehicles?
It's under vehicles immediately, but when I put it in the search query, it didn't find
Oh.
it at all.
That's interesting.
But yeah, no, it's right there. Cart. 3 gold, 1 pilot, 1 passenger.
Mhm.
Right
I-
there, but when I just go to the... Oh, well, that might have been because I was in base armor.
Oh yeah. Let's call. I'm not finding anything for cage, so let's call that another. If you're looking for a sturdy cage, we'll call it another 2 gold. Like
I
if it's
found
big
a
enough.
link
Oh
for
yeah.
a
What do you?
cage.
Oh, perfect. We'll go with that then.
Okay.
How are you going to be pulling the cart?
Me, I'll just pull it.
Just pull it.
Probably could, honestly.
Yeah, we probably
Oh,
could.
it's under animal caretaking gear. That's where a cage is.
Oh, okay.
That's like so by
But
cage
it's
they
like
mean
a small cage
crate.
is what I'm looking at. 5 silver
Yeah.
for the... I don't know if that's what you're looking for. I'd still go with something along the lines of like 3 gold for something to hold like medium creature.
Something dangerous.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking for something small sized.
Okay, then a cage is just 5 silver for
Yeah.
like small animal.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
It
probably
doesn't
like
say
a
anything.
pig kennel. Yeah.
Its bulk is really? A cage is bulk negligible and a longbow
Oh,
is 2.
this
Screw
is a
you,
bird.
Pazzo.
It's a bird cage, Casey.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So,
No,
Half
it
the
won't
word for
say what
aluminum
kind.
is aluminum.
but still, I mean, a bird cage is a pain in the butt to carry around. They're not exactly easy to move.
Mhm.
And yet a longbow is actually easier to get around with, but it's 2 bulk.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
No, it's people that don't understand what a longbow is or how to work with a bow. Writing
Mhm.
rules for a bow.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had
but
this
it's big and heavy and it has a string. You unstring it when you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's like an
Uh,
action or 2 actions to restring it when you need it.
I just need the cage to be Korumo sized.
Okay. So base of 5 silver for like a bird cage. Work from there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think if you want heavier bars, it's gonna be like 1 gold.
Sure.
I'd probably go 5, but that's me.
I'm saying bigger bars, same size.
Okay.
Yeah. Also
So
remember
you'd
when
have to upscale up by like 10 times for Korumo.
Yeah, so 5 gold would be right for like this cage will hold like a man
A person.
safely.
basically a prison, but
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
5x5, basically. Yeah.
I need like a large amount of food to lure him into it.
So you're planning on just locking him up right now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to just buy what's
oh.
how much food?
Hold up. Let's see. Let me check one thing real fast.
Okay.
And then
Oh.
we'll see. Uh,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So if you want to pull the cart, you're going to need a horse, and a horse costs 8 gold.
And I can do that.
how well do you think his sense of smell is?
Korumo's?
In his hungry state, excellent.
Korumo has standard senses, is just very motivated by food right now.
yeah.
Oh wait. I can get it as a heightened 2. I can just get a scroll of illusionary object and learn it, and then we can just make an illusionary pile of food.
I mean, that's something that should be discussed in character.
Yeah. Yeah, if Komarov is doing this in isolation,
Yeah,
then
this is like right now Komarov's doing his own thing. If he
Here we
brings
go.
this to people, we can discuss things
yeah.
in character.
Alright, so looking at, I need a keg of ale and 2 fine dining meals.
What is a keg? So that's one
Oh.
1 gold, 2 silver.
Yep,
2 gold, 2 silver.
yep.
So Komarov spends all his money on this nice enchanted cloak. It looks like it's like this nice animal skin. It's got this awesome pattern on it. And then everything he needs to trap Korumo and keep him for one day.
Yep.
Okay. So Komarov is getting all that together. That's going to take a little bit of time. Alexandra is with you, like, not sure what you're doing at first. Like, so
Well, that's
so we're gonna try to catch one of these things. If we catch another one, what about the acid? Won't they eat through the bars?
well, it shouldn't be a problem. They're still inside the thing.
Oh, that's. It seems a little early for that. Is it?
Not really. You guys
No.
don't know how long this takes.
Oh,
We've
that
been
is.
traveling with him for days. Look, he's ballooned twice his original size.
I mean, it
He,
doesn't look that big. I think you're seeing what you want to see. I don't think it would be bad to have a cart. I'll ride a horse. I'm not as sturdy as the rest of you guys.
And
Uh,
the cage will make it easier for him to be transported on the
that
ship.
is that is a true statement. I can't I Your heart is in a place that I think is understandable from a lot of perspectives. May you At this point he is still, to my knowledge, able to be negotiated with, though.
Uh huh. Yeah, we're not taking that chance, so.
All right.
Did
Oh,
they really make ale out of beans? Of
I
course they
don't
did.
I
Put it
don't
in
think
the
it's made
cart, young man.
I don't think it's made of beans. I think it's bean flavored. They have wheat. Bread is the
and
other thing
barley.
they have here. Yeah, bread and barley. They have grains. It's
Yeah,
easier.
grains,
Uh-huh.
wheat,
I'm sure you
barley,
can.
Then why
grain.
is there a bean on the front? And only a bean. They
I
show
I
no
think
wheat, no barley, just
I
bean.
think I think it's a brand. I think it's just sort of a cultural thing.
You think they just stamp this on people?
I
Beans?
mean I mean
These savages.
I've seen bottles of ale with like a man's face on it. You know, it's not made of a man.
Yes, yes, you, good, good. You're finally here with this fine food. Put it in the cage.
Yeah, just porters just like, all right. They're all like young kids,
Um,
like 16, 17. They're like, yes,
I
sir.
mean, technically, that's not very young.
Well,
In a world
working
like
age.
this, that's not young.
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
Look, Alexander, everything's going to be fine. We get
you
this. Korumo walks in on his own. We slam the cage shut. Everything's fine.
okay? We'll see. We'll
He'll
see how
go in
that
there willingly and he'll stay there until he
will.
explodes.
Okay, we'll
Jeez.
see how that works out. You have thought of this. You have spent all the money on this. Okay.
Oh, that's right. I need a lot.
Yeah, you do need a lock.
Let's see. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, it's
What is
so
it?
expensive. What is this lock made out of? Wood? My word.
I
They
think a
want
wooden lock would be very good.
15 gold. What is
Wow,
that
really?
for? Well, for the average lock, yeah. Maybe we'll just use the honor system, and he ties the cage shut with a rope. Yeah, like that. See? Now I am trusting, and he uses the air quotes.
Okay. It's like, okay. So there will be a discussion with this sentient creature that we know to be a whole person about getting in the cage just in case.
Hmm.
Okay.
If he
Perfect. What was
doesn't do it himself, well, no one else is looking, you know.
okay? Yes. Violence and the enforcement of your will over another person is Plan 2. Plan B. Of course. So you guys are getting all this stuff ready. Keitha, you're going to get an armor or an enchantment on your sword.
The
Which
sword's
one was
already
it?
enchanted.
Right, right. Yeah.
So now she's looking to get full plate.
Mhm. So not that hard to find full plate. There is sort of the question
In
of
my
body type.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come in, you find a place that was like, we can get that to work if you give us a day.
I mean, sure. I don't think we're like heading out immediately because we also, I think, probably have to find a ship. And she kind of gives this look like, oh, yes, a ship. And then mutters something about elves under her breath and walks. Well, stays so they can measure her, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like
says something of, oh, God, elves.
they're not as concerned with the breastplate and the shoulders, but it's like kind of the tail and being able to move in it that
Yeah.
is sort of the concern. So they take measurements, and I think fitting would be included in the pricing of
Yeah.
it. You know, like got to fit everyone, so that's just part of it. So they measure out your tail, and you can get it the next morning or afternoon. Um,
I mean, I'd guess afternoon.
yeah, probably afternoon because it's afternoon now. You know, day of sort of reworking
Sure.
it. Um,
Will they take my breastplate?
like as part of a trade.
I mean, to sell it, trade it, yeah. Can I get half
Yeah,
price for my breastplate?
yeah, they agree to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can work with that. It's not too bad. Seen a little
Okay.
wear, but we can fix that up easy enough.
Okay. Well, I mean, yes, it's seen a little wear. Okay. I will include that as part of the price.
Yeah. Um, and what is Tibin up to?
The problem is I don't really know. So I mean he has to go to school and pack up his stuff and because what exactly like we're talking about a boat like what exactly is the plan here? Like have we agreed and sat down and like I know we're getting a cart and we're getting a cage. Like have we planned the next step?
Nope.
I
I
No.
don't
mean,
believe you guys have planned the next step. You
no.
just know
Keitha has an
that you're.
idea of what the next step probably is, and that's about it.
Yeah. Because we don't have a like we know what happens, but we don't know like where it came from. We don't know because how did it like we have to. That's what we're doing, right? We're double checking the investigation, trying to figure out
We're trying to find the Iron Prow pirates.
Yeah.
right.
So they're pirates. That puts them on the ocean,
Yeah,
which kind of means we might be getting on the ocean. And that's what
Yeah, sort
Keitha's
of a.
thinking.
that okay. Well, Tivin leaves because no. He's literally a dwarf covered in stone, and
Water bad.
Yeah,
yeah,
water is not
That much
Tibbin's
water,
friend.
really bad.
he spends an hour in the library looking up ways to make dwarves breathe underwater just in case. And you think I'm joking, but also probably not.
I got you covered.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Actually, so do I.
Okay. I was like that terrifies me, and then slightly less. So
Yeah, Tibbin, you're looking into methods of breathing underwater. They are short-lived, but spellcasters can do that, and you know at least two.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have
trying to think.
this.
I mean, I know that the labyrinth is really north, but the kingdom that he's from is in the northern mountains. So the odds of him ever having been on or seen the ocean is probably very small.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
no.
even zero.
I mean, the labyrinth is more northeast.
Yeah, I
It
know.
would be about there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I have my,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Well, our
his view,
viewers don't know.
they came out and then went a little west. I don't know. We don't have a good mountain range on this map currently.
We don't. We don't have a lot of
I always
anything in this.
imagined that like the northernmost part of that continent would be mostly
Yeah,
mountainous.
the
Yeah.
eastern. This whole eastern is mountainous, and
Yeah.
probably a lot of the northern.
Yeah.
So the mountain range probably went about like that.
So in my estimation,
And
I
there's
know that you
some
can't see where
here.
mine is, but I can ping it. So I'm thinking because the labyrinth is like here.
The main
I'm thinking
entrance. Yeah.
big first dwarven settlement was probably pretty close-ish, and then I don't think there's any dwarven settlements over here, and then Tivin is probably from a primary, like a big dwarven settlement, but not the main one.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's ever seen the ocean.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Or
if you've
we're on a
not,
boat, really, like what?
I
Yeah, if
mean,
you've
there
not
is a
bought it
big
out since
dwarven
you were in
settlement
Minolta.
down here,
But he's not from there.
but he's
yeah.
not from there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Minrolthen is probably over here.
Yeah, I think
I think
isn't it
Minolta
like right
has
here?
a port.
Yeah.
It's more here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think they definitely have a port.
They
but
have
I
a
don't think it
river,
would be.
a big
Yeah,
river.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. It's like there's probably like
the Thames, right?
Yeah, something like the Thames or the Rhine or the Euphrates, the Mississippi. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Big river. It has boat traffic.
Yeah. But then like the full port would be like another town, like
Yeah, the other
some
town will
travel
be
away.
probably down here.
Yeah.
Cool.
But boats generally mean elves in this world, so.
Mhm.
And I don't. But unlike other fantasy, I don't think dwarves and elves have a particular disinclination.
No.
I don't. They probably don't even care for like they don't know.
Yeah, that's really it. They really don't live in similar areas. An elf
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
like, "What are you?" more than "Oh my God, it's a dwarf." It would definitely be more "What the hell are you?"
It's like a tree versus a rock, but
Yeah.
not.
Not quite.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
It's
I guess,
like a seagull versus a cave slug. What's that?
Way
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
so
I'm not
I
trying
think,
to
yeah.
belittle either, but that's what it
knowing
is.
that there's going to be a plan to maybe travel. Like he's certainly going to, because he's here as an emissary for the Dwarven Kingdom to convey information and ideas back and forth. And knowing what he knows now about this potential plague / infestation, that's the greater good and the greater exchange of information and context. So he would immediately tell his not that he really has to, because I think what's his name, Dirt, no, the old man,
Dangil.
Dangal, yeah, he was kind of like his intermediary. Tell
Yeah.
his professors, pack up, probably send a letter to his people, because I know that he's not the only one, the only dwarf.
Mhm.
And be like, I'm just going to, so that's probably how he would spend his time. Pack up. I imagine he would probably, if he had some gold, he would. If we got 50 each, I mean, that'd be enough for him to get a weapon rune, right?
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think a weapon
35.
room is 35.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't really use. Well, you could put a weapon rune on a shield boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because eventually I want to move away from the boarding pick, because that's really just for reach for stand for one of my features. But eventually I want to move into Everstand. So
Yeah.
I think I would like to get a +1 rune for my shield boss. Because we're not doing APL, right? Or what was it? GP. The one where we just get.
ATP.
Yeah, we're not doing that, right? Are we doing that? I don't remember.
Oh, the automatic bonus progression.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
No, we're not doing
not in
that.
Oh,
this
okay.
one.
Yeah, then I would want to get a rune for because it's way too early to get a rune for my armor.
Yeah. Katha would probably also be trying to sell her club.
Ew.
No
Make a
longer be
society
clubbing.
check for me if you're trying to sell the club.
A society? Yeah, because that
Yeah.
works out well.
I heard sobriety check.
Jesus. Okay, I'm googling. I think Roll20's bug.
And it
Yeah,
might
that's.
be.
I'm not seeing a 10 anywhere.
No.
Not from today.
We haven't rolled
We
that.
rolled
but
1, a 2, and a 3. No, there's a 6.
Yeah.
Well, even the one I rolled, I input an animal companion
The
because
bird.
Fred, Fred never did, and that one was also an 8.
Mhm.
So we're looking
It
at
rolled a 3, yeah, and then but it rolled a
Yeah.
6 for the damage. But you're right, it hasn't rolled anything. We haven't rolled above a 6 yet.
yeah.
No, we
Mhm.
haven't.
It's just
Here, let's-
statistically suspicious. let's roll a stealth for the bird here, just to see if we get different things.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so that's a 19.
Yeah. But still,
Really
it's statistically
Consistently
strange.
very low. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so that's what he'll do. He'll pen a missive. He'll pack his stuff up. He'll talk to his instructors to let him know, hey, not particulars because it's not his business to go outside of the council and just say, hey, this is what's going on in the world. But also, yeah, every dwarf has to find his purpose, and he thinks that this is probably currently it. So, and then also to look for a rune specifically for his shield boss. Yeah, he'll probably spend some time crafting. Trying to remember, he has names and stuff on the back of his shield, and I think, it's been so many months. I think there was a soldier or two that died during the initial.
Yeah, there was. One died.
Yeah, but because there was a scouting, not a scouting party, a patrol that he was a part of specifically for that reason, and he
Mm-hmm.
got to know the soldier pretty well, and I know at least one of them died. So he would take the
Mhm.
time to carve the runes into a shield and probably write a small missive to their family if he knew that their family was local or not. So just that minor stuff, but important things to his mentality.
Yeah. So you spend a lot of time writing, gathering your stuff. It's easy enough to find someone to enchant your shield. You just have to leave it for the day it
Day.
would take. So Komarov gathers up all of those things to trap Korumo.
Mhm.
Katha is getting armor fitted. Magnus is getting debriefed by Professor Mananis. Was Magnus going to do anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna try to learn a couple spells while we're in town.
Alrighty.
And while I'm at the
Anything
college.
uncommon?
Let's see. That one is common, and that one is common.
Okay.
So they're both second level spells, so it would take, I think, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour per spell length, spell rank. Yeah, so I need at least a minimum of 4 hours to attempt to learn. And
Oh yeah.
one of them's water breathing, and one's translate.
Okay. Yeah, you've absolutely got that time. Everything everyone else is doing is going to take more time than that, and you can do that in the college. So you would have you would know where to get those things. Is this something you can do automatically, or is there a check associated with
I have
those
to do an
scrolls?
Arcana check for each one, so I'm pulling up my skill, and we'll see how the dice roller likes.
So,
Yeah.
I
So
think
for one,
second level.
so for both of them,
Again?
it's a 10. I need to roll a 10 on my die because it's a DC
Okay.
18 on learn
Well,
spell
without
for a.
level, I think that makes it a 16 because that
Oh,
applies to this as well,
okay.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
far as
because the
I
typical
know.
DC says 18 on the chart, so
Yeah, we're doing DC's
No
proficiency
level.
without level. So you'd
yeah,
remove the level of the thing from everything. So you're looking for a 16. So I think you need an 8 on the die.
8 on the die. Yep. So this will be for water breathing,
Hmm.
Mhm.
Killer.
and this is for translate.
Oh, there we go. We finally got
Does
a
that do
20.
it?
Good.
Does that do anything extra for you? I don't think so.
I
I
just spend half the cost of materials, so
Oh,
I
nice.
spend 9. I spend 9 gold to learn the 2 spells.
Nice. Yeah, so you learn those spells. Probably like get more. I guess you were already prepared to go on like a little bit of a journey, huh?
Well, and we knew there's like pirates and stuff involved, so that's why I was trying to get the water breathing, and
Yeah.
I think just to translate will be nice, just overall.
yeah.
All right. Um, unless anyone else has any questions or anything, I would love to take a little break here, go to the bathroom.
Yeah, am I able to sell my great club? And that's my last question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say if you rolled well, which you didn't,
I didn't.
you would have been able to find like a cultural collector that would give you full price. But I think as of right now, you get the standard half price.
And that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Because
more
with the
clubbing for
numbers
you.
being as yeah, Katha retires clubbing.
Yes, she does.
Sells it to a lumber liquidator.
Oh, no, she would not sell it to a lumber liquidator.
Oh, that's what you thought. You thought it was a different
Oh,
place.
okay, fine.
You sell it to that crazy old lady that has all that weird stuff.
Yeah, probably.
And as
Yeah,
you're
that's
walking
more
out, she's like,
likely.
I could carve a dragon into that.
I mean, that's the thing. It's already carved.
Yeah, but she's going to enchant it. She's going to make it weird.
All right. Yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
I would very much appreciate that.
Oh, no. How about 12 and just be back at 2?
Sounds
Yeah,
So,
good.
that sounds good.
be back at 2 and we're going to go on a break. And we are back and continuing Pathfinder with Majia. I don't even remember what we were just finished our day's activities and we're probably regathering somewhere for the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys split up after your meeting with the council member Danger to go make some purchases and get ready for some out in the field research as far as all of you are concerned. So you all meet back up after having packed up your things and gotten your or rather you don't have everything ready for that, but you'll have to pick that up the next
The next
day.
day,
Mhm.
and I mean, even then, we're going to have to. I think this is now where we're going to start discussing the
Mhm.
what we're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
So,
actual plan
the
forward.
plan forward, yeah. Um. So,
So
okay,
I know.
go ahead.
How did my trap work for Korumo? like, have I caught him today? By the
Okay.
time we caught up?
Okay, let's look at Korumo's stats here. So Korumo's will DC is 16. You're gonna have to
really?
make
Oh,
a
yeah, DC. Sorry.
yeah the DC. So you're gonna have to make a deception check above 16 in order to get him to be tricked into going into the cage.
Okay.
What about his bird?
The bird might
the
be
bird
easier.
can be free. The bird
Yeah,
will
but the
bring
bird
you
might be
food.
more likely to get caught than
Yeah.
him.
There
I
we
think
go.
the birds is 14. Yeah, 14.
He did get a good deception.
You did get
Yeah.
quite well.
He's a
He
sneaky little
definitely is.
bugger.
Yeah, Komarov, you well present this and sort of urge him into there, but he is still like a thinking man. He's a whole
Right.
adult person.
Half an adult person.
Yeah. But he goes in the cage. He starts eating the food.
Nice.
And the thing he says is, "Well, I didn't have to pay for it."
Yeah, pretty much. That would be him.
He
And
climbs
I
in,
say
sits down.
exactly as I close the door and put my lock on it.
Yeah, I think immediately starts trying to get out.
And he's the actual rogue, so can probably
Yeah.
do it easily. Can probably do it.
Yeah.
Not if we. Oh yeah, shit. He's also probably got like the rogue feat that means he doesn't need these tools.
No, I think he still needs them.
Just for your reference, Justin,
Mhm.
I got the average lock. So, 4 successes at DC 25, DC 22. So it's a 9 level 3.
Okay.
So that's what he's up against.
Okay. Yeah, he immediately starts trying to get out, and he's like, "What's the big idea?"
You'll be safer in there. Nice and fed. And all your bugs will stay in there. Probably.
He said, "He's like, I don't have any bugs, and you can't say anything to prove to me that I do as of right now." And he's like, got his arm out the cage, like trying to pick the lock.
Mhm. I punch his arm.
You punch it. I
I'm
think the
gonna
response is
try.
a very standard ow, comma, don't.
Ow, comma, don't.
Yeah.
Ow, semicolon, don't. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Semicolon's a little out there. He breaks his thieves' tools immediately.
Oh no!
He breaks them, and now he can't get. Now he legit can't get out.
Oh, that is funny.
He says, "Ow, don't," breaks his pick, and he says, "Look what you made me do."
I apologize for nothing. But now we can go to the meeting with everyone else.
Alexandra is looking from across the room, and he says, "I cannot believe that worked. There's no way this worked."
And it did. Oh, well.
Don't let your food get any colder. I paid good money for it.
Oh. Okay, so I take it
Yeah.
everyone else is at the inn now, wherever we're gathering up.
Yeah, you guys all gather up,
Yeah.
and Komarov has Korumo in a cage with like a bunch of bread and like dried meat.
If you guys
Beans.
don't mind, could we meet in the stable? So it'll be easier for Korumo to hear.
You and your
Why?
new horse.
Yeah.
No, because we are in here and he can't come in.
Keitha is shaking her Well, probably shaking her tail in what you guys probably have finally come to realize. She shows emotion with her tail.
Yeah.
And you probably realize she's shaking her tail in disbelief and mild disgust. Like,
Sure. Let me see.
It might be
Yeah.
society rather than perception.
It's to figure out your intention after
That,
sensing your motive.
Yeah, sense motive is perception.
sense motive is perception.
It's
There's,
perceived.
she's not. She's, she's
I'm
a
not
little
saying you're
disappointed
lying.
in you.
I'm-
That's what you sense. She's disappointed in you.
Oh, so normal. Yes,
Yes,
I
normal.
understand. Keitha is very normal. Keitha is Keitha. But
Yeah,
yes,
Komarov
unless
doesn't
you
know
want
you have
to,
a different way.
unless you are willing to shout everyone's point, it's going to be easier outside.
Like, Keitha is like, I hate to admit it, but he may have a little bit of a point.
Alexandra just sort of interjects himself and he says, "You know, I also don't like it, but from what I saw, he kind of deserves to be in here." He walked right in and broke his thieves' tools. His lockpicks just broke them.
Oh
He's in there now.
my. Did he
Karma
break
there.
the lock, breaking his thieves' tools, or can we actually unlock it and get him out?
Oh, I have a key.
Yeah, that
It
should be
comes
fine.
with a key, I hope.
Yeah,
There is a
It does.
key,
Uh,
right?
again,
It
the
doesn't come with a
question
key.
I have is when he broke his tools, did he also jam the lock?
No, we're gonna say no. This is
Okay,
not like anything crazy.
that's fine.
Like if
because
anything, you just gotta dig out the like little tip of that
oh,
thing.
but
It's just
that's a
annoying.
pain in the ass, and that I would
No,
make
yeah,
that a crafting check
yeah.
with
It'll
a
be a pain in
significant
the
enough
ass.
fail, making it worse.
Tim
Okay,
is like, is it not Korumo? What's the other one?
huh?
Komarov.
Komarov.
Komarov. It's like, hey, Komarov, it's too bad you can't do that with metal.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess
Actually,
we're in
nope.
the stables.
teacher.
Receiving incoming
Yeah,
transmission.
you guys meet up in the stables. There's like
What was that?
4 horses.
That
I
was
think that's somebody's
Brian.
phone.
Sorry.
Brian's phone.
Brian's
Yeah.
married to Siri? I didn't know that.
No, it's just the StarCraft league.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my
Okay.
phone, it doesn't know how to do that. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we're in the stables. So, Keitha is like, so I guess we're hunting pirates. I guess that means we're getting on a ship with elves.
Hmm.
I
The
mean, we
last
could
time I
go-
was on a ship with elves, I was propositioned by 3 of them. 2 of them were female.
Oh.
One wasn't put off that I was also female. So, not really looking forward to traveling with elves again. So, any other thoughts?
we could go by land.
Yeah, but we're looking for pirates.
Yeah, but pirates go on land.
Not usually.
If we find a port,
I
then
mean,
that's what he's. I think that's what he's thinking.
yeah,
Well, I think we have
but
to find a port anyways to find him.
we have to find a port.
Mm-hmm.
But what port? That's
Well,
the
they're
question.
from Brawl, right?
Are
Brawl
pirates
is
really
not the
criminal
only
also?
place that allows pirates. Zanqualtch allows pirates.
Yeah, but that's where they're from. They would be there, right?
Mm,
Not
probably
necessarily.
not. They may be on the run from the Brawl as well.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing Magnus knows is that they're like people are mostly Brawl. That doesn't necessarily mean they're like aligned with the Empire.
Yeah, that's what Katha is saying is they're
Yeah.
pirates. If they have a base, it's a hidden base, and we need to find them. We're more likely to find them on the ocean, on the sea.
Oh.
And that means elves.
And
Because
water.
elves are the ones that do the most sailing. Yeah, there's a few humans. A fair number of half elves, but yeah, I mean, like, the captain's gonna be an elf, most likely. And they they're not shy about things.
Leoxandra sort of adds, it's like it doesn't say, it's not even necessarily getting on a ship on the water, but like the information is going to be held by other sailors, right? So at the very least, you just got to go out and talk to people in a port and try to convince them that you're on the level enough for like I don't know if pirates have a code, but if anyone knows where to find the information, it will be other sailors.
It will be other sailors and
Yeah,
quite possibly elven pirates.
yeah, very, very super likely.
Yeah, so maybe we should head to Zanqualtch. Because there are elven pirates there.
What's their political climate for other races
What do you mean? Oh, who specifically?
at that town? Well, in general.
Zanqualtch is actually a Vars city,
Okay, yeah.
but it's a free port.
Okay.
That's it's a trade hub. It's a free port
Mhm.
with a wall around it because the orcs won't leave it the hell alone.
Is that the one? That one's just across the water there.
Yeah, that one's down over here.
Yeah, it's in that choke point.
It's in that choke point. So it's technically in orc territory, because the Varst would probably, their territory technically is about here. So it's a bit farther north.
Okay.
In orc territory, but there is a treaty. Some orcs listen to it, some orcs don't. Our little friend here is probably one of the orc tribes that doesn't.
I hate being a historian because I was like, oh, choke point cultures, like, oh, the Canute's final battle in Seven Kingdoms.
But yeah, no, Zanqualtch is a good spot to go. It is a Vars city. It is ruled by the Vars.
Choke point surrounded on both sides by water, so yeah, as valid a reason as any to go there. So
Yeah,
convinced Tivan easily enough.
it's a trade city, but it's also a fortress city.
Well, it's a good hub for information. So
It's a good hub for information.
Yep.
The fastest way to get there is an elven ship.
Yeah. But we don't need it. I think Brian is right when he says that we could just go around it.
We
but
could. Yeah. It'll take a lot longer, and time is not on our side.
Agreed. Could we figure out how long it would if we got to stay a ship in a couple days? Because as far as we understand, with Korumo, we're basically working on a week to a 10-day time frame at best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the end of day 3.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And again, yeah, case of making sense. So it's like, as much as I dislike the prospect of dying.
I just like the prospect of dealing with elves.
Yeah, but we're doing it for, I use the word friend lightly, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And it's also again, it's of our city. There's a high priest there. He might might be able to handle whatever's infecting Korumo.
Or worst case, keep it contained if Korumo succumbs.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I don't know Pathfinder rules, but like in 5th edition, they have a thing called Force Cage or a Soul Jar.
Oh yeah, they have force cage in
But like
Pathfinder.
something like oh man, what was it?
Magic jar where you trap someone's essence.
Well, yeah, but we don't want that. I talk about like an actual bubble that you can store. I think it's Force Cage, but it might be called something else. I don't have the scenario I ran Friday next to me, but it's like it's waterless, airless. They don't need food or anything like that. Basically, just
Oh, it's like a full stasis.
yeah. I
Oh.
don't know if there's one
I mean, I'm sure it has something similar, but probably have to look in spells.
I don't know if Tim would know enough information to have that, but Tony does.
And I mean, Katha would because she herself is a cleric, a spellcaster. Again, we can look at that later.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look that up between now and our next session.
Well, Tim is trying to be useful before I have to actually leave, so.
I know.
All right.
Yeah, so you guys talk about going to Zanqualtch because that's just a better hub for like just all ships coming and going.
Yeah, it's a big trade hub on the ocean.
Yep.
And it is a free port, so pirates do dock there.
Mhm.
And if we're looking for the Iron Prow, that's the best option I can think of to look. And the fastest way there is a ship. So Katha's basically saying, so after we get everything tomorrow, we head down to the docks and see if we can find a ship.
I'm good with that.
All right. So you guys wake up in the morning, gather your armor, your runes, and did you leave Korumo in a cage all night?
Yes.
I don't think anyone argued against it. That's the problem.
Yeah, everybody just sort of left it. In the morning, there are absolutely city guards that can hear him yelling. And they're like, you can't do that.
No, it's okay. Dangal said we could.
Dangule danger.
Go danger.
Their response to that is, what?
You'd have to ask about the particulars. We can't tell you.
It's an experiment.
Just an experiment. Everybody, pick someone to make this diplomacy check. To not just waste several hours of your day.
Not Katha.
And
Katha was not
Yeah.
for this. Katha is literally like, nope, this is you guys.
Yeah. I have a +2.
Let's see. I have a +4.
Yep. As I said, Katha
think-
is not having anything to do with this.
not a super charismatic party, huh?
Nope.
No, not really.
Well, my next character will be, but DC 15 to aid, right? Because I can aid Magnus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, it might be
only if I
14
do-
to remove the 1.
Say again.
It might be 14 if we remove the 1.
Yeah.
Because no level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll call it 14.
Just saying. So 14, because no level adjustment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
still
be
not good odds. I just, it's if I roll on that one, it hurts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it causes a -1 to his roll.
Well, I didn't help, but it didn't hurt. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's neutral.
Timon's like, hey, but actually,
But actually, I guess it's on you, Magnus.
All right. Yeah, so it's part of an experiment that we're doing with the college. We're trying out something new here.
I mean, that's pretty good. You name drop Dangle Danger, but they're like, why would he allow this? Especially with Korumo like being like, this is a lie. I don't want to be in the cage.
they're
Man,
not
we
themselves.
really got to talk to someone about this. We really do. Um,
You go
but I
talk to
think
someone. We're going to the harbor. Have a nice day.
I think that's what
And
it is. They're
Keitha
still
just
gonna look
kind of
into it,
walks off.
but they don't leave anyone to watch you guys, so you can just walk away. Like they're still looking into it, but they're like not gonna arrest anyone right
Well,
now.
again, like Keitha does say, you guys look into it. We're
Yeah.
going to the harbor.
Yeah.
So
You
if
guys-
they figure something out and come after us, well, at least we told them where we were going.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of smooth things over.
Mhm.
Still in the works. And you head off to the harbor with your horse and cart and person in cage.
Mhm.
It's just you're gonna have to cover him or something.
That's not going to help. He's going to be loud. He's
Gonna
not
be
a
loud,
bird.
yeah. And the bird is also like there making noise. It's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
4
big.
foot tall bird. Just making that screeching sound.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, at least he didn't get a parrot or something that can talk.
he can talk. He's talking now. People can hear him. Yeah, Leoxandra sort of recommends like, can we not have him in the cage? This is gonna.
No. He
It's
must
too late
stay
now.
in. Ah, here, I know how to fix it. I will make a little sign. Real quick. Just uh, like, it says, Mad Halfling, please feed.
Please feed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Go ahead and make a deception check.
sure.
It's the one thing he's good at.
Oh my god.
Apparently, when we're torturing each other, the dice like us.
Yeah. So you put the sign up, and Korumo is protesting, and until like some kids bring him like a hot dog, and then he's like, "Oh, thanks," and he does sort of settle more so. Go,
See,
Kathon, go ahead and
Alexandra,
make a
food
perception check.
calms the angry. Make a perception.
Just Katha, or
Oh.
anyone trained in medicine.
A perception.
Perception or medicine,
Oh.
whichever one.
If I use the roll on medicine, it's 2 higher.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, you were the one like keeping an eye on him, which is
Yeah.
if for anyone else it would have been perception. So go 23. He has gotten worse.
Mm.
Like he is having a hard time eating because it's like his stomach is unsettled now. So he's progressed from like um like cold sweats and being really clammy and being really hungry to being both really hungry and really nauseated,
Mm,
which is a bad combination of things to have.
yeah. Hmm. Guess it turns into a can I get sedatives?
Yeah, if you want to, let's see. I don't know if there's anything really.
Korumo, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Hold still, hold still.
Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
I assume if you make the alcohol powerful enough, he'll go to sleep. Just
It turns
hold
out
it
that
over
beer is
him.
just beer. Dwarves are immune.
Just beer. Um, Let me see. So any drugs that will like sedate someone in this way would be a little on the expensive side.
Hmm.
Because the earliest one I'm seeing is the shiver, which the last effect is asleep for an hour. That doesn't mean that you wake up automatically after an hour. It means you make a check every hour.
Okay. What
And
is
that's
it under?
it's under drugs. There might be poisons that also work.
I'm not seeing drugs on here even.
I found
They're
a
under alchemical.
lethargy poison.
Oh,
Hmm.
alchemical.
Yeah.
Let me link this.
You find something else?
This is only level item 2.
Good.
Has to get to stage 3 or 4. No, 3 puts him unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Is there a stage
Lethargy.
4? I know a lot of things in
Okay.
stage 4.
Okay, so it is a poison. Glide, manipulate. Hit and run tactics by attackers who want victims alive. Stage 4 unconscious with no perception check to wake up. 1d4 hours.
Mm.
So yeah, we get him to stage 3. That knocks him unconscious. Stage 4 is unconscious for 1d4 hours. Of course, it is 7 gold a pop.
Yeah. Alchemists, dude. Totally
It's
worth
also
it.
an injury poison, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to stab him.
You shiv him?
I think we're probably going to go with the non-injury method.
What was the other one I looked at? Shiver? Yeah,
The
Shiver
shiver's only,
is...
like I said, shiver
Shiver's...
only lasts an hour though.
Yeah, Shiver's 10 gold as well. But it's ingested.
Whatever. I think we're going to just go with let's see if we can find a really fast ship.
Okay. So,
I think
all
that's
right.
what
So,
this is turning into. Let's just find a fast ship so we get there fast.
all right. So having a whole adult person in a cage, not that is at least partially complaining, is going to make negotiating harder. Just so everyone knows. He he can't get out. He broke his thieves' tools. I have no reason to believe he has more than one. His inventory is empty.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Fred doesn't write stuff down.
I work with what is listed.
Uh-huh.
I
That's
assumed he
that's
had
why
one.
I got a very, very specific inventory on my character sheet.
Yep. Always pays off. All right. So go ahead and make to negotiate and try to find a ship willing to transport you and a prisoner that they have no technical reason to believe is legally possible in a city that is less likely to allow things like this commonly. We're going to want either diplomacy checks or society checks to try and find a ship willing to deal with that in a discrete amount of time.
I do have underworld lore.
You can roll underworld lore for this, absolutely.
Or not.
It's not great. It's not a critical fail though. So
Well, I'll try diplomacy. I'll probably also use her medicine to try and explain that he's in his cage for everyone else's safety, even though he's complaining.
okay,
This is
you
actually
can
for your safety because he has something we don't want getting out.
make a medicine check first, and depending on how well you do with that, I'll lower the diplomacy DC.
Okay. Oh, you rotten little dice.
Not like you have an explanation that is believable, but it's still distressing to people.
Ah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
All right, roll 20. Find me a better die.
You have been is that the highest roll you've made out of 5? No, you had
Probably
a
You
not.
guys
I had a
you had
6.
the,
Mhm.
Had a
you had the
6.
15.
Still,
Your,
can't seem to get over a 10.
yeah,
Because
your
roll 20
perception is all
seems to
right.
be junk. Okay, that's fair. My perception was good. All right, well, let's see.
There we go. All right. So you guys are carting around this this guy that you have every person you talk to, you have to explain that he's sick. Your explanation is plausible, but there are a fair number of people that are like
That seems a little
really
cruel.
hesitant. Yeah, they're like you get a lot of dudes that are like the human like port manager that is like, well, I don't know about that. I don't know if my crew would be able to stomach transporting someone like that. Um, you guys are like on the southern side of Minralthin, like a couple hours away from the proper city of Minralthin. Like the harbor is just like, you go through like sort of like the warehouse through like a residential area into the warehouses and then into the actual harbor where it's like, small businesses and like a little like fish market. Um, but most of it is like warehouses and stuff. They're transporting things for the city itself. Um, but after a few hours of trying to negotiate, Magnus, you come back to the party after having been given the runaround. You don't get robbed, but somebody was absolutely trying to rob you while you were looking for information, and you catch it at the last second. You bail. Come back to the party with no notable information. Um, and Kay thought you walk around you the whole time you've known that it was pirates. You've been thinking about elves, and you're like one weird experience with just how forward the elves are with you. And you see like next to one of the fish markets just this really old woman with these long ears, like just a tangle of braids and beads in her hair, like white hair, super old elf. And you walk over to this really old woman, And how do you introduce your desire for a ship?
We seek passage to Zanqualtch. We have someone that is in need of divine aid, and we need to arrive quickly before the illness kills them.
So you come up, and she's like, oh, what do you call this? There's a word for this profession. She's making like fishing nets, like by hand.
Okay, Thatcher, I think.
Is it Thatcher? Yeah,
I
that
think it
sounds right to me.
is.
Yeah, she's like tying the nets together and repairing older ones, and there's a long moment where she just keeps
Okay,
doing
no,
that. Like,
it's not a Thatcher.
oh, isn't a Thatcher like roofs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And she pauses and she says, "You're trying to help that man in that cage.
Actually,
He needs
yes.
divine intervention." Well, I think I know some people who would be able to give you at least transport. You're gonna be looking for the Saint Caprice, sort of a small ship. Captain's name is Elisa. She,
Caprice?
yeah,
Capris?
yes,
Aletha, did you say?
Elisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Um, says she's got a softness for the divine in her. Lucky captain, she's willing to. And she like, this is the first time she's like looked up at you, and she says, "Do things a little off the books." And she gestures with her hand, like, just a little down there. Just like farther away from like the central harbor.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll go looking for the Saint Caprice.
Yeah. So you walk up, and it is a the ship is in a state of disrepair that is not like concerning, but it's also, not like a nice merchant vessel.
Okay.
Like the sails are good, the ropes are good, but like the name of the ship is like a little hard to see, like just from having not been repainted over or carved in.
But the hull is in good repair, if a little dirty.
Yes, yeah, it's like it is absolutely a saleable ship, but it sort of gives the impression. I think Magnus is the one that sort of gets this impression. This is a ship that's trying to not be seen very much. There's a
Ignored.
lot of ways. Yeah, this is a ship that you're supposed to see in the distance and not think about.
Yeah.
You guys walk up still with your. There's a question for Komarov. Would you have gotten a horse or would you have gotten a mule?
Um, horse seems fine.
Okay, so you come up with your horse, with your man in a cage, who is still very like, him being sicker does mean that he is not as loud. Is sort of what it is. It's like a lot of like moaning, and then he'll eat something, and then he'll complain about being nauseous, and then he'll like gag, and then he'll eat some more. Um, Truly just so miserable. Um, you walk up, and the person that greets you is an elf, like a male elf, with like
Mhm.
long red hair and just sort
Ooh.
of a bandana tied around. And do you guys approach just like right up to the dock, or are you like trying to wave someone down?
Uh, uh, Probably trying to wave someone down. Because again, you don't walk onto a ship without permission.
Yeah. So you're down on the boards and you're waving, and this guy swings down. He doesn't go on the boardwalk. He like swings down off one of the ropes he was
Oh, he
repairing.
doesn't use the gangplank.
Gangplank, thank you. The boardwalk is different.
We're on the boardwalk.
Yeah, you're on the boardwalk. He swings down off of the ship onto the boardwalk without using the gangplank. Um, and he's not super tall, really thin, wearing just like an open tunic and like just some like short trousers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he says, "You seem a bit far from home. What can we do for you?"
Okay, so with Student of the Canon, do I recognize that having red hair is actually considered a good sign for these guys?
Yeah, you would recognize that. And you would also recognize that he is wearing a like not like a proper holy symbol, like it's not like a clerical thing, but he does have a like symbol of a religion around his neck. Because like his tunic's full open, like open bare chest,
Yeah.
and it's hanging there.
So would it be Aristox or Velasta?
This one's Velasta.
Okay. We have a sick member of our group, and we need rapid passage to Zanqualtch, with hopes that perhaps the priest of the city can cure him. It is a very nasty parasite.
He looks past you at like him just sort of writhing around in this cage, and he says, "Is that contagious?"
Um,
Golly, we hope not.
if he
I really
explodes, maybe.
that's it explodes.
Yeah, that's why we have him.
You've now
That's why he's in the cage.
so much concern with everything that's going on right there.
And now you understand our time, our pressing time for need for time. Ah,
You know, totally fair. Let me see. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go talk to the captain, real quick. She'll come down, and she'll see what we can do for you. Can everyone just give me like whatever, like as a first impression to this guy, like what is everyone's like vibe they're trying to give off? You pass the diplomacy check to
I
like
mean,
get
Keitha
here.
is trying to give off the I am a holy person and I'm trying to save someone's life, but I'm
Yeah, go
not
ahead and give me.
powerful enough.
Yeah, go ahead and give me either religion or medicine, whichever one you're looking for. Um, so everyone give me a check for like
Are
the
you
vibe you're trying to.
fracking kidding me?
You've got
A hero
everyone's
point.
got a hero point. Everyone's got a hero point. Um,
Mm.
so everyone give me a skill to make an
Thank you.
impression on sort of the crew.
yeah, I think Tiven's going to use athletics, and he's going to present himself as a stodgy, solid stone bulwark that he is, as
Mhm.
a silent guard to the uh, medicine woman slash clerical figure that Keitha is presenting as.
Okay, yeah,
It
yeah. You're
also
trying to
makes it
give.
easier for me to, yeah. So, I think he's going to use athletics to kind of. I don't. I think I would. Is the boat currently? Are we on a boat currently, or are we on the docks?
You're on the dock.
Okay.
This guy swung down off the boat and is like, "I'm gonna go get." He sizes you up, and that's what the check is for. But you're not currently
Yeah,
on the ship.
that's fine. Well, I was going to use the his athletics to kind of like stay stationary with the rolling of the waves, kind of like whatever.
Mm.
But this just makes it like he's just all the stonework that he's wearing
Mm.
to make him look like he's uh, like a brick, I guess would be the
Yeah,
terminology. But yeah, like
you're like using your
immovable object.
physicality to lend
Yeah.
the whole scene a little more air of authority.
Mm.
All right.
And then
What is
Komarov's vibe is mess with me and you guys will fit in the cage too.
okay? That's a really good one. And what about Magnus? Every time I thought you had low charisma.
It's only say +1 charisma, but he's expert in intimidate. And then without
Oh,
wit, as long as to each individual I get a +2 bonus.
okay. Yeah.
It's a talking nice that you'll see. He's like, oh no, I don't know what to do
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Not a negotiator. And what
And then
about Magnus?
Magnus is just keeping up like kind of his kind of student academic persona,
Okay.
but apparently not very well.
Gosh.
I think Magnus is a little in the background for this one. So Leoxandra is going to do medicine for his sort of like that is the only thing he's good at is medicine. He gets a 24. So between sort of the for Korumo, I'm just gonna make a fortitude save for how pathetic he looks. He looks super pathetic. He's like vomiting a little bit. He's asking for help. He is able to like move around and stuff, but I think he's resigned himself to lay in the bottom of the cage as it's sort of like he's like the horse is making it rock back and forth. Just like seasick before you're even like being within sight of the sea has made him sick. So few minutes go by and a female elf they look remarkably similar. Her hair is also long but like a little curlier red hair. She's wearing like a hat but otherwise is in like the same getup. Like it looks like she might have actually undone her tunic a little bit to come down to meet you guys a little bit. She walks right up. She's
Okay.
got taller boots. So she's
Oh,
wearing a hat and she has taller boots.
okay.
She walks up and she introduces herself. My name's Elisa, and I hear you have something you need transported quite fast.
Well, I mean, we need all of us transported, but yeah. And Keitha points to the cage with Korumo in it.
Just groaning.
We need divine aid, and we believe we can get it in Zanqualtch.
All right. So that is. All right. This is something I need to ask you guys for. The distance from sort of the southern part of the where Minrothen is to that choke point. How far is that? We don't have like a scale on this map.
I know.
We had a scale at one point on a different map.
Well, I'd say with a good fast ship, it's probably uh 7 days to 10 days, depending on the winds.
We'll call it 7. Ship goes. Sorry, I'm looking at the transportation. We'll mark that up for speed and for sort of. She says, not a crazy journey, but a bit out of our way. I'm sure we can find something to do in Zanqualtch if you make it worth our while, though. For a crew to go as fast as we can, we're going to call that. She sizes you guys up. She says, 18 gold.
Each or individually, or as a group.
I think that's collectively 18 gold.
Yeah.
Very
So
Well,
5 gold and some silver. Right? No. Let's see. 5 goes into 18. 5 times point something. I have a calculator.
3 times something.
mhm.
Okay. True. Okay.
6 silver.
I think it's
Yeah, 3.6.
there you go.
So 3 gold, 6 silver apiece.
Mhm.
And I think Keitha is probably going kind of. She's not happy about it, but I don't think she's going to argue.
Mm,
And she pulls out
Magnus will pull out his share.
her share, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier just to do 4 gold, and because Korumo's not going to give us any gold right now.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
We're probably pitching in for him.
Yeah.
So I think if we just give 4 gold, and then that'll also take care of food and anything that might. It also fosters
Yeah.
goodwill. So
Okay.
Yeah, if you round
If
up a
we
little
change
bit,
it to 4, that's only 16 if it's 4 of us.
or
So
yes,
it'd
but
have to be 5.
5. Yeah.
oh shit, you're right. You're right.
Mm.
You're right. My brain. You're right.
So 5 gold each. So Keitha ponies up 5 gold.
I'll
To
put my 5 gold in.
does Komarov have 5 gold to give?
Yeah, he thinks. He holds out to Alexandra, and yeah, he does have 5 gold in there amongst the other coins.
Oh, you know what?
Did
I
you
don't
forget
know.
to factor in Alexandra?
I did. I freaking
To
typed
be
in his name
fair,
instead of the stat block.
they're getting 2 gold more than they asked if we all do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think at that Leoxandra mentions, he says, I know it's sort of a short trip, but I am a surgeon. If you need any sort of, I'm happy to contribute to whatever medical needs the crew might have in the time we are traveling as well. So you guys give her 20 gold, and Leoxandra offers his services as a medical practitioner. She counts it out and is like sort of rolling it in her hands in like a pouch. And she says, all right, we can be out of here in a few hours. But I expect everyone to contribute to the sailing of the ship. No one rides free.
You just
Except
took
for
5 of my gold. I don't consider that free.
everyone's expected to put in their work. Except for, of course, that she pauses for a long, just looking at him. He's like swinging his dagger around, like, and she says, except for him, we're not going to make him do any work. She's sort of just like, this isn't a passenger ship, though. Everyone does their work. We don't have a lot of space for beds, but we can go. We can get there in about a week, and we can get there fast, no stops.
All right.
All right. She climbs up onto the ship and starts barking out orders, talking about special cargo. And she is giving you guys leave to come up onto the ship with both the horse and the cage and the guy in the cage. I should have marked it up just because of the horse.
You should have.
I should have. It's too late now. It's too late now. Yeah, you guys get up onto the ship, and it is like it's not a huge ship. Like this is definitely a smaller, sort of faster ship. And it seems like the crew is all very like it's like one of the, oh man, how many? I think 18 people is like a small ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fit
A s-
between 15 and 20.
I think. Yeah, I guess it depends on how many masts it has.
Check that.
'Cause I don't think it's a galleon. That'd be giant.
No,
Schooner.
it'd probably be a schooner or a sloop.
Yeah, it's probably too small to be a sloop. Because sloop is like a one-man sailboat. 2 people could sail it, but yeah, as for a schooner or a
Pretty
brig
sure
or
a sloop is bigger than that.
not much.
Yeah,
A sloop is what
yeah.
they
The
use.
deck. The
I
deck
mean,
is.
you're right, but a sloop is also. Oh no,
I thought a
Shay!
sloop
Wow.
was like a fishing ship.
I mean, they're small. They only have one, but
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of catamaran. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Ships are
Catamarans
hard.
are what I have the experience on. A sloop is like a
It
catamaran, but
might be a pinnace.
we're just different names for the same type of ship, just different
No,
cultures.
Yes.
pinnace is an actual ship. It's a size above a sloop.
From the prow to the back, it's 100 feet long. That's what I know.
It's probably a cutter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, cutter would not be that big. Oh, a cutter's 30 feet long. 15 feet wide,
That's
20
real
feet
small.
high.
Wow.
So it might be bigger than a cutter.
Yeah. So 18 people on the crew. You know the captain's name is Elisa. The other guy, the guy that talked to you initially, introduces himself as Eli.
Okay.
And Komarov, you are getting ready. It's there are not, it's not 100% elves. There are a couple humans on board, but most of them are elves. Komarov, there is an orc on board.
Huh.
Very similar to what the elves are wearing, just open shirt, short pants. He's just a lot smaller, shorter than all of them, a little more square. So you guys are shown where like the cargo goes and like where you guys can like set up a bunk. Most of them are in these sort of like hammock things, but there are like
Yeah.
cots as well.
Oh, I doubt
If
there'd
you
be
want,
cots.
if you want to be way more uncomfortable, they do have cots. It's like an emergency thing. They have mostly these hammocks, and the Eli is like, I really kind of don't want to put a man in the cargo hold, but I also think he would greatly upset the crew if he was here while we're all sleeping, you know. So,
I don't know what to do with him at this point. It's obvious
Yeah.
we need to get him somewhere.
He'll be fine in the cargo. He
Well,
hates the light now. Probably.
I don't
He's
know if
hissing
that's
at the
true.
sun softly. That's not true. Um, and he's a little less delirious than I might have made him feel. I think the thing that's making him delirious is the cage, not
Mhm.
actually being sick. He's mostly like complaining, and there's a point where he's like, "What do I do if I need to shit?"
Take a shit.
Give
We'll
him a
just
bucket.
wash it out with water.
Give the
I
man a
hate
bucket.
this.
Listen, we're on a boat. We all have a bucket.
Everyone's got a bucket now.
Yeah, basically.
It won't fit between the bars. He is finding any excuse to try and get someone to let him out.
Well, I mean, once we're on the ship and out to sea, I think it's.
Yeah, we'd be fine letting him out.
Oh, actually, he does ride his bird.
He'd take off on his bird. That's
You
true.
immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, can we? Oh fuck! Did we capture his bird? What's his bird doing?
His bird is mostly camped out on the cage itself, just sort of squealing at people.
Can't release you because you'll fly away. And he's like, "Goddamn right, I will." I'm like, oh shit!
He's like, I'll leave so fast.
Yeah, we can't let him go. That's the problem.
See?
I'll be out of here so fast.
He's like, "You never see me again." It's like, oh Christ, we just released Ground Zero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
yeah. This,
Just don't listen to his lies and put him in the hole.
yeah.
Oh.
Eli.
No, nobody give him a metal bucket or a cup or anything. He's like, I hate that.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
keg of ale. He can, once he's done with the ale, he can use that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I think Anthony was saying like the running it against the bars is just
Yeah.
the worst
Oh,
sound.
yeah.
So you guys put him down in the cargo hold where he's like with a bunch of other boxes. It looks like they do have some stuff that they like, whether this is storage for them or stuff that they could try and sell somewhere. You're not positive.
Probably a
So
mix.
you guys are making way, and the ship is starting to. What is this sound I hear?
That's just Korumo. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, he's just clanging on the bars. Sorry, I think my neighbor started their dryer and it's like hitting the wall.
Oh, jeez.
Just bang, bang, bang. Which is not common, which is why I was surprised. The walls here are pretty good. Yeah, you guys make way
It's
and start
probably
heading
an
off.
unbalanced load in the washing machine then.
Yeah, probably.
Or they're just really in love.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody really fell for that washing machine.
I mean, that's not what I meant, but I guess. Oh no.
Yeah, you guys make way and head off before sunset, and they are heading out. And you guys are given like sort of like menial tasks, but it very much feels like they're not giving you a lot like on purpose. Just like when they really need help, they'll point at someone.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the day coming out is clear, and you guys aren't going out into open ocean. You guys are in this this inner sea here.
Yeah.
So little easier going than like if you're out in the open ocean as far as like storms are concerned. But things can still get really choppy, and it looks like they are looking out. They're surveying the water. They're like keeping within eyesight of like the coast there on the east. And you guys start heading off. And for the next 7 days, you guys are all going to be on this ship with, again, a man in a cage, who does still need to eat double, which I don't think you all accounted for.
Maybe not. I'll continue my medicine of him to try and see if we can help him get over this, but apparently it's failing.
Yeah, go ahead and make me that medicine check for the like overnight. That's good. So he'll get that bonus here, and he had. I know I gave him a bunch of
Yeah, anti-plagues.
anti-plagues. I don't
He
remember
didn't
how many.
write them down because he
He
doesn't do that.
didn't write them down. The only thing in his inventory is one leather armor.
You gave him a
Um,
greater one, like 5 or 6, because he got a
5 of
better
them?
one of those and like 4 of the basic ones.
Oh, yeah. Basic one is +1, and then you give him a +1. All right. But then he is thickened 1. Okay. So at the end of this day, you guys are going out and you are staying awake with him all night, sort of tending to his needs with like these little alchemical things. Like you and Leoxandra are there, sort of just taking turns tending to him. I'll say neither of you guys will be fatigued because you can split with the other person who's really trained in medicine. So you guys take shifts watching him. Um, and for the most part, the crew is making giving you your space. Is anyone doing anything as you set off? So you set off kind of in the afternoon after like gathering your stuff and like spending a few hours looking for a ship willing to take you on. The sun starts to go down very shortly after you go off, and they move on to just sort of um, handling things themselves. People start to, um, they sleep in shifts. Um, does
Yeah.
anyone do anything sort of over the course of this first night?
I mean, I probably stow my armor and weapons. I don't imagine I'll need them. I
Mhm.
keep my chakram on me, but that's it. So,
Yeah.
I'll say that.
All right. So Katha's going a little sparse.
Yeah, Timon. I mean, it would make sense, but I just feel like he would be so naked.
He would feel exposed. Katha's used to being unarmed.
Mm.
Unarmored, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting. I do think he would understand the circumstance that he's in once they're sailing, because like this is an experience that he would have to relate to other dwarves. Um, and this is probably why there's such a divide between his people and like the people to the south that are in the port city, because they don't always wear stone,
Mm.
you know. And his culture, his people specifically, are a remnant of the labyrinth dwarves who like this is they're keeping it traditional. So I think I don't know who he would trust with his equipment, because I know that they don't have cabin room and they're probably in like a hold or something where they sleep or whatever.
It's probably just kept near your bunk,
Yeah,
your hammock.
and I can't imagine any elf would. They would look at it and be like, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, no. They're like, that's rock. That sinks. It takes you with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So the elves probably even look at you and are like, "Yeah, may want to store that. We'll
yeah.
let you know if you need it, 'cause that sinks, and you don't want to sink if you do get
That's okay.
knocked
It'll
off."
take me a week to put it on anyways. So, but yeah, I think this would be a really fun experience for himself specifically to wear more freeing, Viking-esque clothing, but also
Mhm.
for everybody to finally see his fully tatted out, you know, rock
So you
jagged
going
body.
just full no shirt?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Like, so have you ever seen Meshi?
Yeah.
When Worf is
Mhm.
walking around, and he has just the Japanese underwear on. Like, imagine that, but the body of Maui with all the tattoos telling the story,
Yeah.
And that's effectively what Tivin looks like. He's just
Yeah.
walking around, like
Okay.
letting the salt in his hair and all. He still has the exquisite braids and all the metal implementations and stuff in his hair because that's something that he can't. And I guarantee he wears the belt still, in conjunction with the quote unquote Japanese underwear, which have a name that I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
No. I mean, all Katha is in her tabard.
yeah.
Because I mean,
No.
even if wind blows that out of the way, it's like all you see is scales. She doesn't
Yeah.
really care.
So,
Yeah,
and then
make
he'd love to help out with the strength that he has, like just pulling ropes and hammering things in. Like, yeah.
Komarov is gonna make a will save seeing Tivin Avar.
Okay.
Okay,
Say it
we're
again.
handling
Komarov's gonna
this
what?
well.
A will save.
Oh,
All right. Seeing how well we handle it, we're doing fine.
Yeah. You keep
Dwarves
yourself
do
composed.
come have armor. I know this.
So was this about just not believe? Did you think he was like a beetle?
Yeah, basically.
that's so
Like,
valid.
I didn't think it came off.
You thought that was just his shell?
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't had much dealing with dwarves. He hasn't,
He
no?
took off his exoskeleton. You're like, what the?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it's like, oh, you are a human underneath all that.
hmm
Like, okay, you're like a guy. All right. We may have covered this. The dwarves, how is there give to your flesh, or is it like
Oh,
harder?
yeah. So, yeah, that's their the type of because the type of dwarf that he is, which is a rock slash ample dwarf. Um, to say that he has any body fat would be a misnomer. Like, think I don't have a really good. I didn't have. Uh, oh my god, he's my friend, and I just forgot his name. I know
You're
his last.
thinking of mine.
Are you thinking of Sam?
No. The artist who I had him do my face, but I didn't have
Oh,
him draw.
James.
James, thank you. Jesus Christ. I was like, John? Nope. Jones? Nope. What the hell's his name? Bob? Nope. Um, I had some art specific, but they're like, it's just so hard to explain it. But think like Dave Batista, but a dwarf. He's just
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
fat.
okay.
No,
But the
it's all
question
rock
is,
solid.
does his skin just look kind of
Stony.
rockish,
Yeah. So
or
he has
but it's
the
still pliable skin?
yeah. No, he looks like he was carved out of stone.
But the skin is pliable if you touch it.
It is. Oh, you're
Okay,
correct. Except
that's
for
what we're
muscle.
asking.
Yeah. He doesn't
Eh,
look like it would give, but it is a little. Yeah, like it is. He's
it
human.
is flesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the elves might poke him to see.
No, yeah.
I'd
Straight up,
say, excuse
I think
me, but
I think a bunch of people like never seen a dwarf, and you take the armor off, and they're like, "Are you still like?
Do you still
Are you
have armor?
made? Are you made of the earth?" Like they're just like a little, and like there a lot of them are like
Well,
looking at your tattoos.
yeah. I was like, with the exception of the beard, they might not even recognize it was me until they put two and two together because you can't see any part of my skin when I
Yeah,
have the armor on.
yeah. I think through process of elimination, they're like, "Oh, that was the guy in the can."
Oh yeah. Well, it's not metal; it's stone. But yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
that was the guy in the rock.
mean.
yeah.
You're like, I
That
thought
was the
he was
wall.
the cage. Hold on. we just let Christ Komarov out and put him in
No,
my
Korumo.
Korumo.
Oh,
Korumo's the one in the
Korumo
cage.
is in the cage.
Yeah.
They're both in the cage now.
Yeah, shove them in there.
That might be bad.
Yeah,
Korumo
just puking
might
all over
start
you.
stabbing Komarov.
Yeah.
Well,
So Tibbin, you're trying to help out as much as you can. You're just going full
yeah. Well,
out.
I'm just agreeable to learn.
Yeah. You get a lot of people who are like real chummy with you. Doing like the kind of stuff where like, oh yeah, I'll show you how to do that, and then they're like really touchy about it, like in Ghost. They're like,
Oh
let me show you how
God.
to tie that knot.
Oh Jesus.
No, nobody does anything real crazy, but they're all like real curious about it.
Sure. That's valid.
What is Komarov up to?
He's things have calmed down a bit after the uh, shedding of Tivin. He's curious about the Orcum, so he's gonna try and strike up a conversation.
All right, what do you talk to him about?
Basically, um, mm, basically, uh, he'll kind of he'll go up to him, do our usual greeting punch,
Yeah.
uh, and be like, "So what are you doing here? Where's your tribe?"
He is sitting like sort of apart from the rest of the crew. Though over the course of like this day, you get that he is an officer. Like he's the only orc, and he's like in charge of most people.
The
He
bosun?
no, Eli is the bosun. This guy is
Oh,
the first mate.
first mate. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So it's a little unexpected. So the captain and the captain's brother is the bosun, not the first mate.
Yeah.
So this guy introduces himself. He says, "My name is Anton. I have been away from the tribes for many, many years. In fact, I don't think my tribe. I think they were sort of split, scattered to be absorbed by the other tribes. The chief was super. They kind of went crazy, disappeared. He's looking at he. Are you wearing your normal clothes? Or are you just in it?
Yeah, everything's normal. I got
Okay.
the wood laminar armor.
Mhm. Yeah, like the layers of stuff that you've built up over the years.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at your armor. He says, "You're a skirmisher."
Yeah, had a run in. He shows off his arm. Something took my arms. The nerds at Mineralton put them back on with these monstrosities.
I mean, I I'd I I wasn't gonna ask actually. I'm really glad you told me.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of crazy. Um, yeah,
Yeah, some
I've been on the ship for like.
experiment.
Say one more time.
It was some experiment for a doctor.
Ah, I've been sort of with the humans and elves for 15 years, so I'm pretty used to it. But they do seem a little, though, the humans that don't have respect for their rituals seem to go running. You know,
Yeah.
like Like, I'm pretty used to it, and that still seems a little extreme to me.
Mm,
I mean, better to have them than not. Better to have them than be dead, I guess.
I suppose. Yeah, we've been chasing answers. I still don't know what took my arms in the first place. But we got sidetracked with parasitic bugs that live in people.
Do you tell this guy all about it, or do you stop there?
It's all in orc, so as far as I know, this is just a conversation between us, but I do tell
Yeah.
him everything. And that's why he's in the cage, just in case. And
You
that's why
know,
we need to get there quick.
that's not an awful reason to be in a cage. Better that
Yeah.
everyone else is safe. What did Anthony just bump out?
I think so.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not on
He's
the
got to go.
voice chat.
Yeah, he's got to go. Yeah, and Anton is sitting there like he's like he's like knotting some ropes, like repairing them, just like into a coil, one of the ones set aside for like either repairs or if like a storm breaks out, you need to like pull the sails different. He's doing like menial labor right now. The sun's going down. Um, he sort of like has this moment where he's just listening to you about this. And it says, "You're touched by the spirits
Yes, earth and water have blessed
too.
me.
Powerful. The chief of my tribe that again I think doesn't exist anymore. Without the
Mhm.
chief, I think everyone's scattered. They were touched by fire, and they were so fixated on that blessing being the reason they could lead. And they it caused a sort of mania, and the fire, I think, overtook them and their
Mhm.
mind. This is not anything but I've not had anyone to tell for years that would understand the significance, but
Yes,
maybe maybe the humans grounding you a little bit will keep you from that fate as well.
he kind
If
of
it's
looks
any.
over at Tiven, who is in yet another lesson, and he's like, "Yeah, lots of ground over there,
Yeah,
but they seem to know what they're doing for the most part."
it's difficult to understand another culture's ways,
Yes, even the bookworm.
especially the bookworms. Have you tried reading? It's hard. It's like,
Like,
what happened to just drawing pictures?
ugh, and their weird obsession, weird obsessions. They have a machine now that farms for them.
I thought that's what the cows were for. Or,
Exactly.
or
No,
no,
they.
not the ones that are not cows. I don't remember what they're
Oxen.
called.
Oh,
Oxen,
Mhm.
sorry.
yes. Yeah, yeah. This guy doesn't know. I think
No,
the
yeah,
word
that was
for
a peanut
horses and
gallery
mules.
comment. Sorry.
I think the word for like farm animal just encompasses multiple animals in Orcish.
Mhm.
Probably.
So he's just talking. He's like, they already had a thing that did that for them. Why don't you do a different thing?
They trust their beans and metal more than animals and nature.
There's a little bit of a pause, and he's like, I do kind of like the beans.
It is begrudging respect. how skilled they are.
It's very efficient way to get your daily energy, and they kind of just taste like what you season them with. Like it can be really good.
Yes.
He, what is what's an orc like? You don't shake hands, do you? It's the
No,
punch.
we just punch.
Okay. You guys have like this sort of like long talk about being outsiders of circumstance,
Mhm.
and at the end of the night he punches you, and then he's like, "That sucks. That hurt my hand because of your arms."
Sorry about
Yeah. No, like I hadn't thought about it, and I went a little too hard, you know.
that. I understand.
But then he ends with sort of like, "If you need anything, let me know.
Hmm.
Um, otherwise, don't puke anywhere where people are gonna be walking."
I hope so.
Which reminds me, everyone give me a fortitude save. Who here gets seasick?
Wonderful.
With a 9. Okay, Keithal, you're fine. You've been on a ship before. Magnus, you are sick. Also, Korumo is also sick, but he was already sick, so it's not that big of a difference.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Komarov, after he tells you not to throw up, you immediately start to feel really sick.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it because it was an orc.
Yeah.
I'm not used
Oh wait, no,
to
I
the
do speak
ground
Orcish.
movement.
Never mind. I do have Orcish.
Oh, so Magnus, you've been eavesdropping. You feel remarkably sick. What is Magnus doing on the journey here? Like, are you just sticking to yourself into the shadows? Are you gonna like go out of your way to try and help?
I can try to help out some stuff. I do have like crafting and engineering, so I'll take a look and see if the ship needs any modifications or if they need anything repair wise needed done.
He's going to
They're
build
always
an
in need of
engine that
some
runs on beans.
being engine. No one's ever thought of it before. That's just
That's awful.
that's just you say bean engine, and Anton just points at himself. He's like, "I'm the bean engine. Beans go in and power comes out." He flexes his muscles. I'm the bean engine. Yeah, Magnus, they're always looking for some repairs. You know, there's always woodwork and like ropes that need to be done, and crafting absolutely can do that. You're you are also though just kind of puking a little bit.
For the dog, yeah.
Yeah. So so is Leoxandra. Leoxandra's trying to help people with their ailments, and he's just like, okay, puking over the side. It takes like probably until the second day for people to like their stomachs to settle. Katha, again, you're fine. So in the going out of your way to try and help people, are you trying to find any information, or are you just trying to like make sure that you don't cause any animosity?
I'm gonna try not to cause any animosity. Maybe spread some goodwill, just like helping out.
Okay. So everyone go ahead and give me either just for like having helped out around, you can do athletics, thievery, or crafting to sort of like just tie ropes, repair things, or just do some heavy lifting. Keith, you're not sick, but you're a little unsteady off your feet.
Well, that's an athletics to help out.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like they are you're not helping as much as some people, and I think you're like sliding around a little bit just with the tilt.
Probably also more determined to keep our sick friend taken care of.
Yeah, yeah, your attentions are split. That's definitely what it is. Komarov, you are sticking to like your moment with Anton has sort of given you like some direction, some camaraderie in a way that is uncommon for understanding situations with what
Yeah.
you've seen. Magnus, you are repairing rope and like doing some woodwork. There's always something that needs to be nailed back down or like cut down to size, like boards that need to be repaired. And then what is Tiven's athletics? I'm sure it's good. Let's load that up. Yeah, Tiven's mostly moving some stuff. People are very eager to help Tiven. He's got it easier than the rest of you. he's got help. And Leoxandra is still trying to like mostly do medicine. Leoxandra is not good at any of these other things, but he's helping out. Leoxandra is also getting a lot of attention. I don't think these guys have seen a lot of Brawl. But Leoxandra leaves all of his clothes on, and after a little while, like it seems like they're trying to very casually, like get really handsy with him, touching his fur and stuff. But everyone is helping out just fine of the course of the ship going off towards Zanqualtch. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. It's a crazy looking word.
It is a crazy looking word, but Zanqualtch.
Mhm. All right, so you guys have told them that you need to get to Zanqualtch for Korumo to cure Korumo. Is there any conversation about, do you want to talk to these guys about potentially finding the Iron Prow, or do you want to save that?
Keitha probably brings it up in conversation. So she probably asks about any trouble with pirates.
For this, go ahead and give me diplomacy. Just to, if it's a touchy subject, they could be a little on edge. Oh, and who are you asking? You're asking just like any crew member, or are you trying to talk to an officer?
I'm probably trying to talk to the brother. I forgot his name already.
Eli?
Eli.
Yeah, you're talking to Eli. Eli's really like casual guy. He's like always smiling. He starts songs at like during meals. Um, just a very upfront and like everyone likes him. You ask him about trouble with pirates, and the response is very much like, when do we not have trouble with pirates? You know, like basically you get an answer that's like really too broad. It's like you always got to be prepared to defend yourself, or always got to be prepared to cut and run. Um, so he sort of distracts you with other conversation while you're trying to get information out of him.
Okay. Yep, that's what I try and do.
I would like just the crew members that are most interested in Tiven.
Mhm.
I just want I want to talk up Tiven's bedroom prowess. Be like that basically Tiven is looking for a group called the Iron Prow, and I'm sure he'd give the same treatment they gave White Herd was his last lover, which was 30 days and nights, pretty much nonstop. It was unheard of. I didn't think anyone could survive,
Oh man.
but they said it was most amazing month of their life.
Oh, okay, give me a deception check. That's not bad. So you mentioned the Iron Prow by name.
Yeah.
When you mention that, everyone you speak to is really, for the most part, fixated on the thing you were saying. They're like, that's crazy. The thing you just said is so crazy. But as soon as you get around to like the Iron Prow, do you give a reason? You're saying Tivin is looking for the Iron Prow.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure Tiven's very... Some personal grudge, I think.
A grudge against the Iron Prow. You get some like really soft spoken answers, like they're trying not to be overheard.
Mhm.
And what you get is that the Iron Prow, like as far as pirates are concerned, the Iron Prow is pirates not being known for following the rules and whatnot. The Iron Prow is a bit on the aggressive side of things. From what I know, it's multiple ships. The Captain Dodge is the name of the guy who is, I think, the first ship. Sort of old. You can't always trust legends that start on the sea, but for a Broll, he's got like a right beard. Could be fake, could be real. I don't know how all that works for all of them. But I would be right careful about asking about it in Zanqualtch. It's a bigger city, it's rougher. And if they get word that you're looking for them, they could come for you first. A lot of pirates have some soft rules, you know. I think most are opportunists. The Iron Prow is right criminals, right murderers. So out of that, you get sort of the name that you get a name and just sort of a bead on like being careful. Like they quiet down amongst their own crew, like whether or not they're trying to not be heard giving information, like, you know, not squealing versus not having bad luck come back onto them. You're not quite positive.
No.
Magnus, are you looking for any information, or are you still just trying to keep your head down? You could
I'm
try
just
to
trying to.
eavesdrop on things.
I can try to do that. Let's see. Perception's not too great, but we'll give it a shot. Or not.
My gosh.
No.
It's
Magnus,
close to end the game if you want to hero point that.
Yeah?
Yeah, might as well. Well, that's a lot better.
That is better. What languages does Magnus speak?
Old Elvish, Common, Dwarven, and Orcish.
Okay. You pick up some conversation between the twins. And the thing you get from them is that it's so nice to have someone who's actually good at medicine on the ship. They really seem to like the idea of like having a right proper doctor on the ship. You're like doing work outside of the captain's cabin. You know, she's the only one with her own room, and by her own room, I mean the brother sleeps in there too. There are two beds in there, and they're sort of having their own like dinner while you're like, you know, just trying to help out, fixing stuff, swabbing the deck, swabbing the deck rather. And you get a little bit, and it sounds, you get the tone. It's hard in Elvish. but you get the tone that they are sort of trying to discuss something that might not be popular. Like it sounds, what's the word? Conspiratorial. That's the word.
About
Like
having a
conspiratorially talking about having a doctor or like acquiring a doctor is sort of what it sounds like.
Mm.
Hmm.
And that's funny because there's two of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you get the idea that there's some sort of
It's not common.
the word is conspiracy, just between these two. Um, and I think they're specifically talking about Leoxandra because he hasn't actually done anything physical. He's only done medicine, and he's been like
Mm.
working himself real hard to try and make it worth it to the ship,
Right.
to have transported you guys at all.
All right.
Do you talk to everyone about that, or do you?
Yeah, I'll bring it up to people like when we have opportunities, like when we're alone, so that we can kind of give them that information.
Mhm.
Mm. I mean, Keith is kind of like, eh.
I mean, it could be
Keitha would
just,
be like, do you know which of us are actually looking at? Because we've both been, well, obviously Alexandra's done more for them. I've just been dealing with Korumo.
Mhm.
Uh, but I mean, if they talk him into it and give him a good enough offer, what are we to stand in the way?
Yeah. No, I can imagine life on a ship isn't the best for people that like to do medicine and stuff. So,
Yeah, it looked like he was having a bit of a hard time keeping it down for a while, though.
Mhm.
He's still so sick. I rolled so poorly.
I mean, I guess, so long as they don't try to just kidnap him, I'm not against
Mhm.
him trying to talk him into going with them.
No, it's his decision when we get to port.
Yeah, but I guess in that right, maybe be equipped and ready in case something goes south.
Mm.
I mean, I think we paid well enough that I doubt they'll try anything, but she probably looks at Komarov and says, "Keep an eye on him and let us know,
Mhm.
and watch for members of the crews coming after
Make,
us
make sure he
once we
doesn't
get
just
to
get
port."
pressed.
Yeah, let's make sure he doesn't disappear on us.
Mhm. No, kill anyone that tries to take it.
Keitha kind of gives a weird side, like, what?
Mhm.
Just statement of fact.
Mhm. Alexandra has already spoken.
Okay, I guess that would be a perception, sense motive,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not sure what Komarov's stats are.
I mean, would it really be anything?
I mean
I
that
think that
looks
beats
good to me.
anything.
Yeah, what does Keitha get out of Komarov's tone?
I'm guessing that she probably asked the next question of, "Did you give him a wooden token?"
Well, of course.
Oh, I see. Because I'm guessing religion and student in the canon might understand that. Yes, no?
Go ahead and I think you do. I think in the moment you get the significance of it. Go ahead and roll society.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you know the significance of that to orcs.
oh, okay. So she's like, I see. Does he understand the she literally looks at Komarov and is like, does he understand the significance of what you've given him?
I'm pretty sure he does.
She cocks her head a bit and is like, maybe you should take that up with him. And if he doesn't understand, explain it.
Ah, not sure
He's
why.
he's wearing it like a little pin.
And again, Keith is like, does he understand that? Does he know what's happened? If not, you need to explain that to him. Because she understands the significance and is like, okay. Is he aware that this has happened, and or did you just press gang him yourself?
Press game. I would never.
Yeah, but you may take advantage of someone's ignorance, because you have done that.
Don't think I've met anyone so ignorant that I've taken advantage.
Mm, again, a lot of people don't understand orc culture or
Yeah,
Varst
this is
culture.
fair. This is
I
also
mean,
fair.
I've gotten plenty of looks from some of the elves. I'm fairly certain they're not entirely sure that I'm female.
Yeah, this is true. Especially with the
What?
breastplate. That is what females.
Keitha's like, you know, about the only reason I can tell the elves apart is because most of them walk around with their shirts open.
Yes, it does make it much easier to tell the difference. But yes, I will do have the talk with Alexandra to make sure he knows.
Very good. That's all I'm asking.
Mhm.
And yes, I will assist you in watching over him.
Thank you.
Do you guys tell Alexandra?
Well,
Not my job. That's kind of that's what Keith is explaining. This is not my
Hmm.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit later, away from the group, uh, Komarov will go to Alexandra and be like, I have been told that you may have done something that you did not understand.
Oh, what happened? What did I do? Have I been
Uh,
rude?
well,
Has
I
the crew
don't
been
think
saying
so.
something?
No, no, no. I'm told that you may not have understood that we are married.
He full when how when would that have happened?
Oh, you
What?
accepted my wood.
Oh,
that that's all it takes?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
We were we were watching a puppet show.
Yes. And sharing a very good moment. And
It
that's when
was
I thought, of course, shall be wed immediately.
this is not going to be this is not going to be that high of a check, but I do want you to give me a diplomacy check.
Sure.
We're not looking for that high of a number.
We're looking for a little bit higher. We'll use that.
little higher than that. Okay, this moment is going
0.
remarkably bad. He's so shocked.
Marriage.
Uh,
10 is more what I was actually looking for. 10's still not awesome, but
Mhm.
like Alexandra has been willingly hanging out like for a very long time.
yeah,
for
he's
like
been with us for a while.
yeah,
He's
he's
put
just been
himself
like
in danger with us. It's not.
yeah.
I thought
So,
you had been enjoying married life.
yeah, you smooth it over by being like, hasn't it been good? It's like it has been an adventure, and you know, good.
Mhm.
Thank you for telling me eventually.
Mhm.
Let's consider this our first fight. He's getting really huffy a little bit. It's like, you should really tell people when you do stuff that really is going to affect them, you know?
I understand. Now you
Yeah,
must punch me according to culture.
okay. It's like, okay, is that's real? You want me to
Yeah.
hit you?
Mhm. This is how we
Okay.
settle arguments.
I you I don't know if I'm comfortable with that because I don't want you to hit me actually.
Mhm.
You're a lot better at that than I am.
Well, that's why I don't argue with you. You argue with me. This
Okay.
is how marriage works.
This is how marriage works. Okay.
Mhm.
He what's your armor class?
16.
16. He misses and he just sort of slaps your armor, open palm.
Mhm.
Like he just sort of it's sort of like one of those like shoves a little bit, like he pushes you and it's like just sharp.
Mhm.
Just sort of
Ah,
turns your torso.
see? Doesn't that feel better?
It was a little cathartic. I didn't hurt you, did I?
No, of course not.
I sort of feel bad already. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go get some rum
Mhm.
and sort of stew in this. Um, I'm here though. He walks away, like looking at you. He's
Mhm.
like, I need to process, but I'm here. And he gives you a thumbs up.
Excellent.
Sort of an awkward like we had our fight and I have just been shocked so thoroughly that I'm gonna go get drunk right now. So he goes and he gets a little drunk. Um, so you guys have been on the sea for a few days. Um, and we will pick back up there. I think this is a good place to stop off. You guys are about halfway to Zanqualtch. And hopefully Fred will be back to make some fortitude saves next time we play.
Mhm.
All right.
And maybe the audience will see those mysterious sea wolves that Justin hinted at.
The sea wolves? Oh, no. That wasn't even on the water. I'm gonna have to get a jungle
Okay.
map.
Jungle. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to check out the Fellow Shop. And we will. I believe Anthony will have his Skyrims tomorrow. Have a great day.